Wagwan Generals, welcome back to another episode. We're cutting off our normal programming to kindly let you know the Shifties are next week, which is our annual Shift Gear Awards that we started, like 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah, so the form is down below. Please vote on your award winners. We're going to have, I don't know what we're going to have this year. I don't know what's in store. We're going to have some fun with it. Is there anything else?
No, enjoy the AMA episode.
Yeah, just go vote. Enjoy the episode. Wagwan Generals, welcome back to another episode of the Shift Gear Podcast. We got a lot of questions to get through in this episode. There might not be as much banter as there usually is because I think the whole episode is banter.
So let's see even more banter than normal then.
Yeah, it might be even worse than usual. We should probably preface this with a couple things. First thing, our opinions are definitely going to be trash with some of these. Prepare yourselves. Please don't get rage baited. But feel free to let us know down below when we're wrong. I'm sure we will be. We basically fielded everybody's questions from my tweet, from Discord, from our community tab, and we're going to put them all together and rapid fire as many questions as we can. Is there anything else I'm missing?
You didn't even lead with any banter, Aneil. There's no pre-banter banter. You just went straight to business today.
Bro, I have like real concerns about how long this episode is going to be, so I'm like straight to business here.
Okay, well,
I'm so straight to business. I forgot to even put on my bucket hat, bro.
Oh my god, bro, what's going on? I mean, I was thinking like Aneil, like, how's your day? How's your week? How's the World Cup going? Did you watch the Blue Jays game today? The Blue Jays game was like infuriating to watch today.
Oh, what a piss off, dude! That was so annoying. We had the double screen going at the bar. We had the Croatia game on one and the Blue Jays game on the other, and it was just like, oh my god, I was like freaking out from one to the other, I just thought like Springer had a chance to end it, Guerrero had a chance to end it. I blame all those guys. I mean, I don't blame Tyler Rogers. He's been a rock all year.
Yeah, the catcher interference was brutal on a 2-strike count to like.
Yeah, man. There was actually a fun like mock trade someone put together today. They're like, if somebody offered you Mike Trout for Brandon Valenzuela, who says no? And I actually think we're at a point where I would say no. I actually don't think I want an aging Mike Trout over my young up-and-coming catcher. His catchers are so hard to find now.
I mean, we have a couple catchers, though. I don't know. I feel like if you're trying to push for, like, championship, like, I agree long-term, like, Trout is, like, he's on the, he's near the end. But, like, I don't know. I feel like Trout's, like, one of the GOATs. So...
I agree, but I don't know. It's tough. Valley's got a lot of promise until he does stuff like that, but he's also a kid, so it happens.
Exactly.
I was telling you before we hopped on, I almost got absolutely scammed out of some World Cup tickets today. That's why we're recording. We were going to record so late. I was going down to the Croatia-Panama game today, and my friend didn't tell me that she was buying them off Reddit. So the entire day I thought I was going to the game, and then she's like, hey, JK, we almost got scammed. It's like, oh, okay, fantastic. So... still haven't been to a game. I finally sold my Vancouver tickets for face value, unfortunately, but I do want to get out to a game, and my only option now, our only option, is Iraq versus Senegal. Two teams that already got grouped. They're both 0-2.
Or round of 32, if you want to pony up.
Or round of 32. I don't know about you. I don't have that kind of money. I'm not driving $2,000 on a ticket, but yeah, those are our only options. We're kind of getting low here.
Well, how much have the tickets dropped? Because I was looking at the Senegal or the Iraq game, sorry, and then what's it called? Like
still $9 last time I checked.
Yeah, like they're still super expensive. Like, and it didn't make sense to me because I'm like, yeah, like you said, like the game is like meaningless pretty much. Yeah, Senegal versus Iraq. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah,
so two tickets. Like yeah, like why is it like $1,300? Like what am I seeing here? Like 1,100.
I think it's because people travel from long away, like far away to get here, so they can't really change their plans. If they have tickets, they're just gonna go, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm. For this specific game, I would like to go to a World Cup game, but like yeah, like I think my like price I'd pay is probably like 500 would be like where I'd be like, all right, let's do it. So
yep, I agree. And there's a ton of tourists in town too. You go anywhere, there's like tourists everywhere. I was at the Jays game last night, and literally just like I was in a whole Panamanian section. Like everyone's just in from out of town. It's pretty cool. Like I'm definitely happy to see it. It just sucks for us because our stadium's so small that like they take up most of the tickets. And like even like I mean my circle is like super heavy soccer fans. Obviously I'm a big soccer guy, and like even out of my buddies, most people have not been to a game. Like people can't, it's not even that they can't afford it, they don't want to.
It's not worth it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat. I'm like, okay, first of all, yeah, like I don't have $1,000 to throw at a game, but like even if I did, I wouldn't. You know what I mean? Like I just don't think we're not at the stage of our lives right now where we're willing to burn like $1,000 to go watch BS, right?
Yeah. It's not like my dad and I went to Game 7 of the ALCS last year for like $300. right?
Yeah, that's
like,
fine.
And like that's worth. I feel like to be like that's like I would have probably paid more than that, but like for like that type of match.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess the World Cup is probably never coming back in Toronto in our lifetime. But like if it was like Canada, I would have been more inclined. But we were gone obviously when Canada played. So
Yeah. 500 and lower, I'm there. I think that's a fair price. It's a principle thing for me at this point. It's just like I'm not paying that much, and even my face value tickets for the ones I bought in Vancouver were $450. They weren't cheap, so it kind of sucks what FIFA's doing. I don't know. Have you been down to the Fan Fest yet? I heard that's pretty cool.
I walked by the one in Liberty Village, but I haven't gone because you have to get like the tickets, and then like pros. I'm working during the day usually, so then it's like I might tomorrow. Yeah. I have like in my calendar I've blocked off like when Canada's playing, so they release the tickets in the morning. So if I get some, like I'll go.
Yeah. That's solid. I have like 2 sets of tickets for the Fan Festival. I had set for tonight. I was just like, I've heard so many negative things. I don't even want to go. It's just so busy. And like, for at least for us, like we both kind of live in the city, so I can like literally walk outside and there's watch parties everywhere.
Exactly.
So
no matter where you go.
Yeah. There's no reason to go to like the Fan Fest or whatever. But all in all, this is a very cool experience. The World Cup being in your city is a very cool experience. I'm definitely enjoying it. I wish the prices were cheaper so we could go to one, but it's just more excuse to down the road, travel somewhere else, and maybe go see a World Cup game.
Yeah. So, there's that. I'm trying to think anything else interesting has happened. I mean, Canada, that was a great game for them last week. Tomorrow they have they just need a draw. Otherwise, our round of 32 can get tough, but.
Yeah, we're straight right now, I think, right? We're in either way. It's just a draw would help a lot.
Yeah, exactly. You get to play top 16 at home as well if you win the first one. I mean, not to get ahead of ourselves, but
top 16. Yeah. That's so Pokemon player of you.
Well, I mean, it kind of is top. Well, they call it round of 16, whatever. It is top 16.
Dude, there's been a bunch of insane trades in the NHL, and like our hockey fans would not be happy with me if I didn't touch on them. Literally 1 minute ago, the Blackhawks just traded the 4th overall pick for a haul from the Sabres. So it's been like insane. Brady Tkachuk got traded to Florida to go play with his brother. Jordan Kyrou got traded from St. Louis. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on, and my NHL fans, I'm not forgetting about you, but it's not normally our number one topic on this pod, just because I'm like mostly talking to myself most of the time. So we try to limit it wherever we can.
Actually, Giannis got traded too.
Yeah, NBA draft is tonight. I was just going to touch on that.
Yeah.
Giannis for literally Miami's whole team.
Yep.
And now Powell's about to walk too, I think.
Yep. I mean, yeah, they don't money to resign him. I mean, it's one of those trades where it's like, I don't really believe in Miami as a contender, but like if you're Miami, like you do it. Just like get like the guy that good. Like you're Miami, like maybe like not this season, but maybe the year after, like a couple guys come to your team. You know, who knows? Like some teams get injured, you just have like a lucky break you all the way. Like kind of like, I mean, how Giannis got the first chip, so it's like, you know, like you just have like a good player. It's like eventually like things break your way. So, I don't hate it for like either team. Honestly,
you gotta kind of now you gotta get really creative with the rest of your cap, though. That's the problem, right? Like you get in that situation where it's like, I spent so much on these two players. Like, I have Bam, I have Giannis. Like that's a great core, but like how am I filling out the rest? Where are my bench players looking like, and like all that stuff? And now people are talking about LeBron going back to Miami. That won't be cheap either. Yeah, and like even at this age, I don't know how effective he really will be with them. He'd probably be a great player, but he wouldn't be as good as he once was.
They need shooting, right? Like that's basically what they need. So.
They need like 15 Kyle Korvers to join their team all at once. They'll be fine.
I mean, they've got the defensive front court to cover for his defensive shortcomings. So
exactly. They need like a bunch of Grayson Allens, if we're being honest here. Like they need like some random like depth 3-point guys that you can sign for like $2 million each. Like that's what you need.
Exactly.
At this point.
They need like the vet minimum. They need to get the guys who are willing to, or like guys who are trying to like recoup their value to get a big payday. So I mean, Miami's good at that. Like they always, I swear, like have some random guy on the team. Spoelstra does the best to get as most juice as he can out of those guys. So
Raptors tonight. Raptors got the 19. Feeling all right?
I mean, I literally do not watch college basketball, so whoever we pick, like that's my first time I'm going to be hearing about whoever it is. So
fair enough. Me too.
I just trust that our scouts know more than I do, so I trust them to make the pick. So.
You know their CMB pick. You know they're diamond in the rough.
Exactly. So that's your sports update. I saw some of the questions kind of had some sports elements to it, so we'll get more sports. Someone commented last week that they just treat Shift Gear as a weekly Canada plus sports update with Pokemon on the side. Which I thought was an apt description of the Shift Gear podcast. But we have a lot of questions, Aneil, to go through. It's been a while since we've done an AMA. I actually can't remember last time we did one. So
2 years.
Yeah, a couple of years, right? We got a lot of questions, which is great. I was actually a bit surprised how much engagement we got across all platforms. So let's go through it. I think we'll have some fun discussions from these questions. I like skim through most of them. I haven't read all of them, but I'll start at the top, maybe on Twitter. That's where we have the most. Then we'll kind of go from there. Sound good?
Sure, let's do it.
All right, we'll start with Maddox. What regional location do you want every year besides Toronto, never want again, and bonus for a city that has never hosted a regional that you would want to host one? You want to go first?
You can start.
You want me to go first?
Go ahead, yeah.
Want every year besides Toronto. I mean, like biased again, I would say Vancouver. We've lost that one this year. Hopefully we get it back next year. But non-Canadian one, I'd say probably like Merida or Monterey. I think Merida's been a great location. Just, you know, it's in the Yucatan. Like if you want to make a vacation out of it, it's always in the winter. So I think that one's really good. Never want again. I mean, like the thing with me is like I can just like not go to a regional if I don't want to go. So like I guess Peoria is like obviously the obvious answer, but I would say like more so if I go to ICs, like I don't want Columbus again, like I don't want Indianapolis again. I'm done. I think we've done New Orleans enough now. So I'd say like that. And then for bonus for a city that's never hosted, Montreal for sure. I think Montreal will be a fantastic city to get one. Or yeah, I think that would just be my answer. Very Canadian of me, but I think that's
good shouts.
How I'd answer.
I'll go off the board. I'll go a little bit more down south, I guess, to appease that sort of audience. But I actually believe some of what I'm about to say, too. Want every year. I'm going crazy off the board. I'm picking Milwaukee, Wisconsin for 2 reasons. First of all, I love the beer wall. Actually, there's multiple reasons. Second of all, the party scene is awesome down there. Like just like going out in that college town and just having fun down there is super fun. They have rubber duck machines are pretty sick. And then biased, I'm a Green Bay Packers fan and it is close to Lambeau Field. So I really want to go to Lambeau. That's like my dream. I've never been. So it's going to happen soon. What was the second one? Sorry. Never want again?
Yeah.
This one's tougher. I might go Indianapolis, dude. I really don't enjoy that city. I don't know what it is. Like, it's just like, it just seems like nothing happens there. I don't really love it. So I'm going to go with Indy. Peoria's got enough hatred. It's fine. Like, I'm over Peoria. Hartford's another one that I'd also rather never go back to. Me and Dadton almost got jumped there one time. That was fun. So we're not going back to Hartford. And bonus for a city that's never hosted a regional that I want to host one. Let's go with Miami. I'd love to see like a Miami regional. That'd be
Miami Winter Regional. I think that's when you put it. Like I think for me more like I'd also like love to see more like hot places during winter, cold places during spring or fall even.
LA in January got leaked. We might be back.
Oh yeah, that's right. We saw that. So that would be good. I think for never want again. Like I think for me it's more so just like the factors of what makes something a good regional city is like accessibility, like how easy it is to get there. It's like we dog on Peoria, but one of the reasons you dog on it is because like it's actually really annoying to get there because you have to fly to Chicago and then drive from Chicago, right? I would say like, you know, public transit in the city or how interesting the city is, right? I mean, most American cities don't have good public transit, but a lot of them are like kind of interesting places. So like I just feel like Peoria just like doesn't hit on like all of those, right? There's a lot of cities that don't hit on a lot of those. So I think it's more so for me that like we go to so many regionals that all these cities start to blend together, like hotels, convention centers, right? So yeah.
Can I give a sleeper pick actually as well, just before we move on? I would love some more regionals in mountainous cities. Like I just like I loved Seattle this year. We love Vancouver. Yeah, like give us like a Denver. Give us a Denver, man. I would eat that up in like
Calgary.
I don't know, man. Yeah, Calgary would be dope. Like anywhere that I can like really go and explore after the regional, I think would be awesome. And maybe like I'm not realizing how many there are because we're on the East Coast and we don't always travel over there. But I think it'd be really, really cool to like be in the Rockies a little bit more, even in the Appalachians. Or like give me something, man.
Coming to Monterey next year, bro. Monterey has tons of mountains.
It's quite mountainous, yes.
Yes. So
I think that's one of my. We'll get into this at some point. That's one of my goals next year to travel to places that I actually want to go to.
Nice.
We'll talk
about that. This next question is actually just for you from Alex Hamilton. Okay. What does TCG and Neil think about Baltic? Created by the great Sammy Allen. I think Sammy Allen commented somewhere. He said told Alex to touch grass.
All right, respects. Yeah, I actually played Sammy once in I don't even remember where we were. We were somewhere. It might have been Orlando. He farmed me. So we both ended up, I think, going on good runs in day 2. But he farmed me the first time I played him. So I think his Baltic deck is very, very good. Short and sweet.
Short and sweet. Okay, nice. All right, next I got a question from Joseph. I'd love to learn about y'all's heritage and how your fam has reacted to your Pokemon journeys from the beginning till now. Heritage, I don't know if he means like our
background,
cultural background, I guess. Yeah, you want to go first?
Sure. Yeah, sure. Why not? I think both of our stories are pretty similar. It's like how our families reacted, but like I'm mixed, so I'm half Iranian, I'm half Indian, so I have like a weird mix. And my parents met in college, like they both kind of grew up here, so we're not very like cultural in that sense. Like as you can probably tell from how I turned out, like we don't have very much culture in my family, but they reacted in a way that like I started when I was really young. Like I played on the schoolyard. My parents were always super supportive of me, like taking me wherever I needed to go. My mom actually brought up last week, and she's like, "Remember that like those 4 or 5 years we went to Kitchener, Ontario, like straight and just stayed in random hotels
Actually,
and went
yo,
to binge them?"
location we never want again, Kitchener, Ontario.
Yeah, that's a good one actually. That's a good one. But yeah, so like they were like super supportive, and I think that's kind of why both of us got into the game a little bit. My parents would take me to league and stuff, and I mean it was typical for us because we were like a sporty family kind of. So my parents were kind of used to driving me around to soccer, hockey, or wherever I needed to go. But yeah, definitely very supportive.
Yeah, I think my family's super supportive. Anyone who watched Siblings in the Shuffle got to see. At least my dad made a couple cameos in there. Yeah, like my cultural background, my mom's side, both her parents are from Malta, so I'm half Maltese. Malta's like a tiny dot of an island, just right below Italy. It's like a very
Literally a
popular,
dot.
like like beach location. For any of my Canadians, like Mississauga is like a bigger, like geographically than the whole country of Malta, and population wise, I think it is as well. And then on my dad's side, I'm a quarter Irish and then a quarter Lebanese. My grandfather is actually from Palestine, but our family's like ethnically Lebanese. Then he went to school in Belfast, where he met my grandmother, and then came over to Canada from there. So my first name, Ciaran, the reason it's spelled, I guess, kind of like untraditional, not like the supporter, is my grandma's like Gaelic. So that's the Gaelic way to spell Ciaran, with the C. Then my last name's Farah. That's where the Middle Eastern comes in. So that's my heritage. And then, yeah, my family's super supportive. I mean, like, you a lot of times, I mean, like Pokemon's my job, right? And like I used to have like a very stable, like very good career working in tech, and like my family was like super supportive of me, doing what I do now. When I was younger, they used to always just drive me to all like the cities and all my tournaments, and they've always been like my number one fans. Like actually, like when I was getting ready to quit to do Pokemon, like I kept talking about it. It's like, oh, I want to quit, I want to quit, I want to quit. And like my family's like, okay, like stay at your job a bit longer, like build up money in case it doesn't work out. But I remember my dad picked me up from Hawaii Worlds, and he was basically just like, yeah, like you should quit tomorrow. And that was the last push I needed. So yeah, they've been very supportive, which I'm very thankful for, because I know a lot of people's families are not supportive of Pokemon, or like I guess this nerdy hobbies in general. So, but I think like they definitely helped foster my love in Pokemon, and obviously it's paid dividends for me. So I'm always appreciative for that. So
Cool.
All right, next up from Patrick. Please compare each deck in the meta to an Eastern Conference team. Thanks in advance. So he's talking about basketball, so let me pull up the list. Not every team. We'll do some. We'll do some. I mean, like, all right, we'll do maybe the playoff teams, or like if we want to like call a deck bad, we can pull from the bottom.
Yeah. Let's knock off the obvious right off the top.
Okay, so Dragapult is like the best deck. So like maybe you just have to give it to the Knicks because they're the champions.
Yeah.
I think it's actually an apt comparison, I think, because it's like Dragapult's the best deck, the Knicks are the best team, but like they're not like unbeatable or like, like broken. It's like a good deck. All that. Okay.
I think like a Dragapult variant is the Cavaliers. Like they're just not as good, but they could be good, but they're not as good. Maybe?
I don't know.
Yeah, like the Cavaliers are like basically Paul Chicken to me, I think. The up and coming, and I don't mean to take over the list. I just have a couple thoughts.
Yeah, go fire.
The up and coming team that's like maybe a few cards away, not quite there yet, but has been up and coming for a long time, are the Raptors. Right? We've been up and coming for a little bit, a couple years. Maybe this is your. You see, I'm very hesitant to call them Zoroark because they're not nearly that methodical. But it kind of gives me that vibe where they're like a couple pieces away from being very, very good. So maybe we'll go with Zoroark.
I mean, Zoroark's won some tournaments this season. I mean, if you say, okay, maybe like historic, I mean, Toronto's won once, but yeah, I guess I could see that. Like,
Toronto's 2-0 against the Thunder last year, right? Like, we can beat big teams.
I mean, I have another one. Okay, so Patrick's a Philly guy. So for the Sixers, I think I would give them like Lopunny. It's like, it's an okay deck. Yeah. It had a big moment where it won the regional in. I was at that one. I can't remember, in Utrecht, right? That's like kind of like the upset, how like the Sixers upset the Celtics, but then right after it kind of just like fell off, right? Like the Sixers got swept the next round. I feel like Lopunny kind of exited the meta. I think that's actually my best comparison I can make on this list.
I actually like that a lot.
Who else? What's a deck that like we always say is dangerous but never does well? Like that's kind of like the Hawks for me.
Yeah, I think it's like they might be like Raging Bolt. Like I don't know,
Yeah, it's
Raging Bolt
like
does
a
well
slot box
sometimes,
type
but
thing,
like
like a little underrated. Yeah, like does well, never really
yeah.
breaking all the way through. That could be
And the
that.
Magic are like a team that have a lot of good pieces, but can't really put it all together,
That's like
right?
a
Like that.
Crustle. It's like
Yeah,
an
it could be a
ugly
Russell.
deck to watch, right? Ugly brand of basketball.
They're not that ugly of a product, man.
I think they are whenever I watch the Magic, man.
Not Russell related. Jesus,
Or
that's a tough.
should we give them the Pistons? The Pistons are also a hard watch for how good
The
they've been
Pistons are a
this
hard
year.
watch because it's yeah. You know what? The Pistons are more related to Crustle in my mind because there's so much. They go so much through Cade that it's kind of just like it's a one trick game plan. You know, it's kind of Crustly.
It's like they're more defensive minded, right? Like that's kind of what I was getting
Yeah.
at. So
What's another big deck we're missing? I'm sure there's other big decks.
there's like Hydrapple. I don't know. Like it's like a pure firepower deck. If we have like an offensive team on here, that's kind of like the Hornets.
Yeah. I honestly give Hydrapple more to the Magic, dude. They got a lot of good pieces. You can't put it all together. Feels like you need like the perfect storm to kind of get it all together. And Hydrapple is like half the time you're just bricking. So when it comes together, and you win the play-in for some random reason. But then you play against a good team, and sometimes Hydrapple just breaks. You lose to Stamp, whatever. As soon as you play against a good deck. So
Or okay, we have Alakazam. I feel like Alakazam should be like a offense heavy team. I mean, that could be the Celtics.
Okay.
You know, the Celtics are like they have a lot of, but they're also like a decent defensive team. But I mean, like that's a single prize aspect, I guess. Maybe I'd give the Celtics Alakazam. I don't know.
Alakazam is like smart, psychic type. Jaylen Brown graduated from Harvard. I'll put those together.
Fair.
We'll take that as a mini victory. Jason Tatum was out for a while. I don't know if there's any sort of relation to that.
Well,
No, there's not.
Alakazam wasn't that good until rotation, and the Celtics they like weren't expected to be that good, and they got Jason Tatum back. I guess I don't know. But they kind of like fell apart in the playoffs. So I don't know. And then okay, like, do you have any for like the basement dwellers? Like, what's a deck that we can give like the Wizards? Like a deck that's like never been good that we just expect.
Actually, I have the perfect one for the Wizards, dude. It's Mega Greninja. It's
yeah, there you go.
Dude, Mega Greninja is so sick. It's supposed to be so cool. You've like all these sick players. You just can't make it work. Now with what's his face, AJ DeBonso, they might be good again. But Trae Young signed an extension today.
That was a
too.
crazy deal they gave Trae Young.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell they were doing there, but they made it work. And like now, again, they have these good pieces. Can you put it together? We'll see.
Yeah, I think that's good. We'll leave the rest, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Eric asked, how do we think 2023-24 decks would be doing right now? Lugia, Mew, Lost Zone. All right, so I guess if we took those and teleported them to today. Actually, if we took Broken Lugia, put in this format, do you think it would be the best deck?
Yeah.
It probably would be, to be honest, right?
Yeah.
Like
you can't because Mist is around, right? So you're countering Dragapult.
Yeah.
You have powerful energies to go through the Dreepies with Stoutland V.
Yeah.
You're also like just faster than literally everything.
You have
Evil
yeah.
Yeah, you Evil I think you're still dominating.
Actually, yeah, no, that deck would definitely, which is crazy to say because normally when you take like decks that are old and bring them like modern, like they can't normally.
Yeah.
But I mean, like even like Lost Box, I think would do really well. Like if you could add new cards to it, it would be insane. But I think even like just the old iteration, I think would still be pretty good. What do you think?
That one I'm not so sure about, just because like it was kind of like a tickly deck, right? Like all the numbers kind of worked perfectly for it in the format. Like everything was like 220 or below for the most part, and because like basic Vs were so squishy, it kind of made that deck okay. I'm not sure how this would like fare into like a Dragapult kind of heavy meta. You did have Jirachi that could have helped you a little bit. But I feel like you kind of struggled with Lost Zone when like the stage 2 EXs started to come out. That's when you started to find some walls, because Sableye was like a perfect 240, Cramorant was like a 220, like Raikou was also 220. You Dragonite is a nuke, which was okay, but I think it would struggle a little bit. And then Mew, I think would just get battered. Like I don't think
Mew would stand up as well. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have a chance.
Well,
because you'd have to play Lily's Clefairy to have a chance, and then your Fusion Strike systems suck.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, if you're allowed to, I guess, add. I guess if we're saying we're adding them to today's meta. But I mean, like, I feel like if you had the Lost Box engine with today's cards, I feel like you could make some combination work. Like, basic box is a deck, right?
I think it would be okay. I don't know if it would be amazing, but I think it would be okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that does go to show how broken the game was in that time period that we're even talking about like 2 years later. Like, these decks would probably be able to compete. Like, we're having reverse power creep. A little bit, so.
Can't be the worst.
Yeah, Lugia for sure. It would be like the best deck, but the rest, yeah, they'd be like playable at the bare minimum. So, all right, next up we have from Ted Tobin. What was your favorite list you played this season? Why was it your Orlando list? I wasn't there, so I guess that means your Orlando list, Aneil. What was that? Was that Grim or?
My Orlando list was his list.
Oh.
That's why. You'll see it. Yeah, it's up there.
Oh, Gardevoir. 371st.
There you go. Ted Tobin. You see that? He's right at the top. So yeah, no. That you know what? Just for you, man, I'll say that was my favorite list. That was a blessed list. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Nice. For me, what is my favorite list? Let me see what I made day 2 with this year. I mean, it's probably a Grim list. I mean, that's just my favorite deck, so I guess I just have to pick from those. I mean, I'll just say the Cretero list I got second, and like this was the best version of Grimmsnarl when the Pokepads were there. So yeah, I like enjoyed this list. It felt really, really good. Like I actually like that was the format where we only had one tournament, I think, or maybe 2 with Ascended Heroes, where like Grimmsnarl literally like swept Cretero and like Orlando. Like I feel like we were heading towards a Grimmsnarl S tier format, and that format continued.
It was there, bro. We both played it for what, 2 tournaments. We both cut once. It was like everyone was dominating. I think someone won Merida with it. Like it was ridiculous. Like the deck was insane.
Yeah, like Merida was me and Sunny made top cut with it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
he beat me in top 8 and he won the tournament. And then like EUIC was still not Pokepad. It didn't do that well at EUIC, but then Cretero
we did okay.
Like yeah, Cretero was 3 of the top 4, and then like a year tournament, I think it did pretty well too, right?
Yeah, it did. In Seattle, there was 2 in cut, I think.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, like just did super well that weekend, right? So yeah, even Jackson was getting in on the action. Like
this was. Oh, I think this was a different tournament, but yeah, same idea.
That was the same weekend as Cretero, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. We were definitely heading in the right direction, and like low key now, I was like looking at Grim again with that Bell card. We might be back.
Yeah, I don't know. For Win, I saw Jordan now was posting a list. I was cooking a list a little bit, so yeah, we might be back. We might be in tier two category.
It's good enough, man.
All right, next up, Dom asked, spend a whole day with Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan or end world hunger. I mean, I think I would end world hunger.
I'm also ending world hunger, most respectfully.
All right, but if we could spend a day with Kyle and DeMar, like, what do you think you would even do? Like, would we teach them how to play Pokemon? Like, no, probably not. Like, I'd probably just ask them. Like, I'd probably just take like a private basketball coaching session, or like, honestly, I would just want to like just go for. I feel like I would just want to go for dinner with them, like just chat. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be able to like contain my like excitement or like fanboyness. I don't know.
Yeah. See, like, I don't know. I don't think I'd care as much. Like, I'd be super down just to, like, go kick it with these guys. Like, just go to, like, King West and just, like, hop a few bars or something with
King
the fellas.
West? I'm not going to King West with them.
See what's up.
At least take them to, like, Ossington or College or Dundas. Bro.
No, bro. They lived here. They know what's up. I don't need to, like, tour them. That's the best part.
Well, I guess
so it's like,
we're getting a booth probably if I'm with them. Like, they're probably... Right? DeMar doesn't drink. I don't know if Kyle drinks. I don't think Kyle drinks either, to be honest.
We don't need a drink. We can just go and have fun. We don't need a drink. We just go to I don't know, go to somewhere crazy and just hang out with all the basketball players.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what I would do, but I also don't think I'd be like that fanboyish for them or like even like Austin Matthews and those guys. I feel like they're just dudes.
Yeah, I think as an adult now, I think that's kind of like I've met some of the Raptors. Like, I was just like, it was okay. When I was a kid though, I met DeRozan when I was like 16. I was definitely starstruck. I was at like a Raptors event. And he was actually the nicest guy ever. He could tell I was like nervous and like I like couldn't talk, and like he started just talking to me and like conversed. And then like the other time I met him when I was really young was I used to go to the Raptors like basketball camp when I was a kid, and like they would always have like the rookies or bench players like come to the camp as like our special guest. So his rookie season, he came to the camp with Sonny Weems, for all my old head Raptor fans, if you guys know who that is. And like they basically just like pick up with us. Like DeMar and Sonny thought it was like the funniest thing. So like they were just like jumping over kids, like all that, like dunking. I remember like DeMar and Sonny were like making like side bets on like which kids are wearing their jerseys the most. And like no one was wearing a Sonny Weems or like rookie DeMar DeRozan jersey. I remember they went like tugged on my jersey and like, yo, whose jersey is this? And like I think I had like a custom jersey. It was like so funny. So no, I love DeMar. Like Toronto royalty for sure. The guy who turned it around. I credit a lot of my diehardness to DeMar. Like him and Kyle are my 2 favorite players. So actually, you guys always see my deck list photos. I always post my Kyle Lowry GX. I keep that in my deck box for good luck, type of thing. So cool. All right, next up, Ippo asked, what do you think helped you the most level up competition wise that you think other players might not realize is very important for competing at a high level? You want to go first? You want me to go first?
That doesn't matter. I can go first, sure.
All right, go for it.
I don't know. The answer is not like super sexy, to be honest, but the answer is reps. Like it's just playing the game, and like at least for me, that's what it was. Like I don't know. It's tough for me to kind of quantify this because we grew up playing this, so it's not like we entered this while we were adults and grew into ourselves as adults. Like we entered as youths, and basically grew into ourselves into adults. So we were like also growing as people while this happened. And like I was talking, or not talking, but I saw a couple tweets this week about like sports and Pokemon and all that stuff. And I think there's like such a close connection. Like when I attribute any of my successes in this game, it always comes back to like what I did on the field or whatever. And I think it built me in the right ways. So the super like cliche answer is time, reps. But the real answer is like the other things you do outside of Pokemon, I think also helps a lot.
Yeah. I think maybe for like something that people don't realize is like one thing I think I'm like insanely strong at is like my mental fortitude or resilience is like understanding, like having the self-awareness to be like, I did badly this game or this tournament because like I played poorly or my preparation was bad, versus just being like, all right, this is just like a low roll tournament, or like having like being able to mentally reset after a misplay, or like after you get like sacked or you whiff, right? I see so many people like tilt off the face of the earth, or like they make a misplay and like they just like let it compound. I think the top players like do a pretty good job of like, you know, not letting your last shot affect your next shot, to use like a sports cliche.
Yep.
I'd say that's like a huge part of it. And then like I think the other thing is like honestly just like iron sharpens iron, is like playing with people who are better than you, which I know is hard sometimes, like to like find people willing to play with you who are, I guess, at a higher level. But I think that's the other thing. Or just like I do a lot more like theorying, yeah, I guess, and then like testing or talking than like playing sometimes. Just with other people who like I respect their opinion and all that. Like I think bouncing ideas off of people and then like challenging them and not being set in your ways, like not being stubborn, like being like okay being wrong. Or, like I'm excited when I'm wrong actually, because then if someone figures out a new way to play a deck or like better than what I've built, right? Some people are too stuck on like just like, oh, like this list has been doing well for me, and then like it can't be improved, right? When it always can. So I think just humility and like self-awareness, I think, is a big part, and like mindset is a step you can take to become a better player. All right,
I personally find that aspect very, very challenging. Just like the idea, like for me, at least personally in my personal life, the people that I want to hang out with and play Pokemon with are not like the strongest players. And like, I think that holds me back sometimes, but it also makes me enjoy the game way more, because for me, and this is an important thing I think to understand, is there are certain things that'll tick you as a Pokemon player, and then certain things that'll kind of push you in the wrong direction. For me, always, when I started hanging out with like super sweats and like theorizing everything and like really feeling like this was a job, I started hating the game and playing worse. So for me, part of the balance of this is like playing with like newer guys who like maybe just got into the game or like last couple of years or whatever, and they're great guys. They're going to be great players within like a year or so, but like definitely newer players. And I think that helps me, because then I go to the bar and I have fun playing Pokemon. Whereas like sometimes when I play with like the real sweats, I'm like, dude, I hate this. Like, why am I spending like, I just worked 8 hours. Why am I spending my time talking about like Dragapult lines right now? Like, it's just not.
But some people like that. So like I guess recognizing what type of person you are. Like so for like Aneil, for example, like needs the balance, but for you it might be like you like that type of conversation, right? Exactly. But, like I agree with you. No, you need a balance. Like you have to make sure like you don't burn yourself out on the game, I think.
And that's why I bring it up. I think it's important to realize, like, for everybody, like there are different people, and like everyone takes differently. And I don't want like it's my flaw. I know it's my flaw. Like I should be testing with people who are super sweaty and like kind of logging in and stuff, but that's just how I enjoy the game. And don't feel like you have to enjoy the game in a certain way. Like everyone kind of attacks it differently, and you can see success doing a multitude of things. So sorry, not to sidetrack. I just want to bring that up.
I mean, there's no sidetracking on this. This is already like a spin-off episode. All right, I'll let you answer this one, Neil. Eric was asking. He said he's claiming the U.S. national team is better than the Canadian soccer team. And you'll defend the Canadian soccer program.
Dude, you guys played against Australia and Paraguay, and you're talking crazy. Like, this is insane. Guys, all right, look. Historically, is the U.S. soccer program better than the Canadian soccer program? Absolutely. There's no debating that. It is a better program. But in its current form, if you put the U.S. soccer team against the Canadian soccer team, it is a very close game. I don't know who wins that game. It's not definitive to say this team is better or this team is worse. There's a point in time where we were beating the U.S. regularly. There's a point in time where the U.S. is beating us regularly. And I don't think it needs to be beef. Like lately, like with all this stuff, like it's just been like U.S., Canada, beef. Guys, we can coexist, man. We can coexist. It doesn't need to be beef. Both nations are up and coming. Both nations are strong. We're hosting a World Cup. Both of our teams are only going to get better. Doesn't have to be beef. This comment is outrageous, and he needs to go back to the Beach Court podcast. That's all I got for you, Eric Ridgway.
I like it. All right, I have nothing to add to that. Next up from Mario, another like basketball question with Pokemon. What Pokemon roster would represent the current starting lineup of the Raptors? So I don't know if you mean like video game wise or card wise. Which way should we do it?
I would think video game wise would make more sense.
Okay, I mean, okay, we'll start with the star with Scotty Barnes. So like, what's a Pokemon that's like a mixed Pokemon, like good at defense and offense, or I guess attack?
Yeah, it's like super balanced.
Yeah.
I don't even know. What's like a really balanced Pokemon in the VGC? Like I'm sure there's some that are like super balanced. I just can't think of them.
I haven't played a video game in a while. Sometimes, yeah, like is there a limit to VGC? Can I pull up some of the
Let me give you one. Like maybe like an Empoleon. An Empoleon's pretty balanced, isn't it? I think its stats are very like, you know.
Here, let's see what Pokemon doing well. Is he maybe Incineroar? Like kind of like, you know, he likes to taunt too, and Incineroar likes to taunt, right? And like it's I think actually I'd say Scotty's Incineroar.
Okay, I like that. BI's like a straight shooter. BI's like
that's a glass cannon type of Pokemon. Like that.
BI's like Alakazam, bro.
Like Alakazam. I was gonna say Fluttermane. Like. And then what? Like center. I mean, I guess Yak, or you can say CMB. I guess Yak was our starting center. So slow Pokemon. Like not good at offense. What's a tank? Like what's a defensive Pokemon that's like slow?
I would give it like he's like a Gastrodon, dude.
A Gastrodon, sure, yeah. Sure.
Yeah, I was voted in 14 states of having the best Gastrodon impression of the cry. I'll do it one day on Shift Gear.
All right, we'll get that one day.
It's incredible.
Right. And I guess we've seen our backcourt, so Quickly and RJ Barrett. I mean, Quickly is like we want like another pure offensive player.
Dude, Quickly's not even evolved, bro. That guy's like still a Machop.
He's like, a Machop? Come on.
Like I have so much hatred for that guy. He's like maybe my most hated Raptor of all time. I hate this guy.
Most hated Raptor of all time for Quick? I mean, like I don't love him or anything. But
it's recency bias.
It's recency bias. Yeah. Okay, what's a basic form then that's super fast and like offensive?
It's
like maybe like Scyther. Like he's not evolved yet. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
And then
chucks random threes for no reason, upsets the flow of the offense. Yeah, it sounds like Scyther. Yeah.
And then RJ Barrett, he's actually one of my least favorite players. Like even before he came on the Raptors, even though I know he's Canadian, but you know he plays so bad for the national team, so that's why I don't like him. Besides when he was a kid, when he was at the U18, that was really good. He's like I guess like a slasher. He's not that good at defense. A little bit better than Quickly.
Mm-hmm.
He's like kind of just like what's like an okay Pokemon like.
Like it's slightly above average, but like mostly mediocre Pokemon.
Yeah, like that's kind of who I'd pick for RJ.
I don't know. I'd be like a mid-tier starter. He'd be a Meganium or something.
Yeah, you can be Meganium, sure. Yeah, RJ Barrett gives me Meganium energy. There you go.
A lot of basketball in this episode.
All right, I see a lot more questions I see. All right, Jonathan asked, what's your annual budget for traveling to Pokemon regionals and ICs, or an estimate?
That sounds funny.
Aneil, do you even have a budget, or do you just kind of like buy? Yeah, I'm the same. No. It's kind of bad. But...
That's why I'm laughing. Every year, I'm like, hey, man, I'm going to save some money this year. And then I start traveling. It's not even like the travel money, right? Like for me, it's not the travel money. It's when I get there. That's the real problem. Like you can budget all you want. You'd be like, all right, spent $400 this flight. I'm going to spend $200 splitting a hotel with 4 mans, like uncomfortable, sharing a bed with mans. And you're like, I'm doing good stuff. And then you get there and you're like, all right, whatever, man. Like, here's a drink, here's a meal, here's this, here's $100 card I want to buy. Like, and then you're $1,000 in the hole every regional. So I would say like my rough estimate, I went through this in my head, is I think I spend around $1,000 every regional / IC minimum.
Yeah,
it could be a lot higher.
I mean, I can tell you, Jonathan, I have my. I mean, Pokemon's my job, so like I can also like write. It's actually like a legitimate business expense when I travel, so I guess it's kind of discounted for me. So I don't really treat it as like something I need to budget for. It's just like if I want to go to a tournament, like I just go. And also the past like 3 or 4 years, like I've made more in prize money and travel awards than I've spent on travel. So let me just pull up my. I'm not gonna pull it up on the screen because it's sensitive information. But I'm gonna pull up my expense document and I can tell you guys exactly how much I spent in 2025. Let's see on travel.
I think what matters is like I don't know. Like, for different people, it's different things, right? For you, it's your job. You got a heavy green. For me, if I'm like even or green, I'm happy. And like last few years, I've been even or green. I'm happy. Like I'm good.
Okay, so this is 2025. I spent like the year 2025, so not the season. I spent $6,000. This is all in Canadian on flights, which I think that's reasonable for how many tournaments.
That's actually really reasonable. Yeah.
I spent $6,500 on hotels and lodging. So actually more on that than on flights. Uber, I have at $1,200.
Okay.
Tournament entries, I have at $1,200. Miscellaneous, I have at $2,000. I don't even know what I classified as miscellaneous. Food, I have at $2,500. And then the rest of the stuff is just like not related to tournament traveling. So I don't know how much does that up to what I said. So tournament 1,200, hotels 60,
Probably around 20 grand, something like that.
Yeah, probably around that. Uber, so I'm at like 9,000. Flights, I'm at 1,500. Yeah, I'd say like honestly like around 17 to 20,000 I spend a year. But like this is as someone who's like, this is my job. Like I go to like not every single tournament, but I go to like 12 to 15 tournaments a year, right? So I guess for me it's different because like I'm making the money back. And like I said, like I can deduct it from or it's like tax expense for me. So yeah, I mean I think we've always just said like spend what you're comfortable spending. Like do not go into debt to go to Pokemon tournaments or anything like that. But unfortunately, Pokemon is like kind of like a luxury hobby, right? Like, so like Aneil, kind of like I do my best to like budget or be frugal. Like I'll take a layover if it saves me money, or like I'm not staying at like 5-star hotels or like splitting things. But at the same time, like like Pokemon's fun. Like I get to see my friends at tournaments. So like sometimes I do like splurge a little bit on like experiences, or going to like nicer restaurants when I'm traveling. Whereas in Toronto, like I won't even pay extra for like walk if I'm at like I'm at Tex-Mex place. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually
that is the tough part. I think it's hard to find that balance. And when people start traveling and stuff, you start to realize that things add up pretty fast. It is also like I would love to go through this again. I know we did it last year. Go through like all the invitees and see who has real jobs and who plays Pokemon for a living, and you really get to see like how it like balances out and stuff. Because it is actually really tough to do both, I think, and like that's why a lot of people have been going like kind of down the route that you did, because you can actually like concentrate a lot of your time into playing Pokemon. It makes you better at the game, makes you be able to expense your travel, and like you end up just making a lot more money doing what you like, right? So I think it works out in a really good way for some of those folks if you have the stamina to be able to do this full time. But I do think that like generally you will rack up a larger tab than you think. And especially if you have a job and whatever, and like you're budgeting PTO and stuff, it starts to get really, really tricky. And you start to think about like how much you're actually eating away into like not only your finances, but your like productivity at work too. Like there's so many times I get home at like 5 a.m. and I'm working at 7 a.m. on a Monday. And like I'm a zombie that day, right? Like I should be a lot better at what I'm doing than I would be, I would be a lot better if I wasn't playing Pokemon. So there are like so many factors to this that I think you need to kind of uncover for yourself, but there are levels to this. And I think as long as you're not spending an absurd amount of money, you're doing okay.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like there's like tons of expensive hobbies. So like if this is your hobby, like, yeah, it just depends how old you are and like what stage of life and like your financial situation. All right. Elliot asks, Kelp or son or Crustlemaine daughter? I would pick Crustlemaine daughter. I don't know about you, Aneil.
Yeah, I think the same. I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right. Anthony asks, Leafs, Raptors, Jays, Chips in the same season or regional win. So I think he means like all three Toronto teams win the same year. I would pick that over me winning a regional.
You know my answer. Yeah. I don't care about a regional, bro.
Okay.
What the hell?
And what if it's just the Maple Leafs or you win a regional?
Give me Leafs.
Okay, you pick the Leafs. Okay.
Give me Leafs.
If it's just
you could say TFC. I'm telling you, give me TFC.
You would not pick TFC over winning a regional, bro.
100%. I don't. I think that it absorbs such a massive aspect of my life. The other side of this, like sports, absorbs such a big part of me that I feel like I would be able to live with that for the rest of my life. I wasn't even like that big of a Raptors fan when the Raptors won. Like I obviously like I'll watch anything, but I wasn't like a diehard Raptors fan at that point, and that changed my life. When TFC won, I was there in the stands in 2017. I would give anything to relive that while I have adult stability and money and all that stuff. Like I'd give anything. And like when I think about it, I think it's a different story if he said worlds win versus regional win. Like regional win, I'm like, all right.
Or
like,
IC maybe you get it makes it a little harder. Yeah,
fair. Yeah, like it's basically me thinking, would I give up 10 G's to watch my team win? I think the answer is yes.
Yeah, I mean, like that summer the Raptors one was like the greatest summer like of all time in Toronto, and even like it just carried forward the whole year. Like, yeah, the vibes were so good. Like, it's hard to describe like if you're not a sports fan, but like even if you're not a sports fan, if you've ever lived in a major city that's won a championship, like the vibes are just like off the charts. Like, and it like carries forward. It's not just the day they win; it like carries forward. So
I'll always remember the summer of 19, man. Like you'll never forget that summer. You know what I mean? Like those are things you'll tell your kids about. You won't tell your kids about 10 G's, man.
Exactly. Unless you win a regional, something crazy. All right, Andres, next question. World Cup tier list and how has it felt to host the World Cup? I think we've already said, like, it's, like, great to host the World Cup. Tier list. I mean, I don't know if we're going to tier list every team. And, who would you say is, like, after watching most of the group stage, you put as your, like, S tier teams, maybe A tier, and then, like, dark horses. Maybe do it that way.
Yeah, let's go. I still think Portugal has it. I think Portugal's still at the top for me. Like I still think... Yeah, I think they're S tier. They need to stop playing through Ronaldo. That's the problem. Ronaldo's too old to be playing through. You got to play through your best player, who's Bruno. Stop playing through Ronaldo, and they'll be fine.
Well, I saw Ronaldo. I was watching the game today. He like gave up that one free kick, and like he put the ego aside, and they scored. So maybe he's getting a little bit more humility after that first game.
I think he's starting to get it. I think you're right. I do put France up there. Argentina, Messi and his thugs. I realize I like literally hate 99% of their team. I like Messi, I like Alvarez, I like McAllister, and I like Tagliafico. That's it, man. The rest of the guys are just a bunch of thugs. They just run around. They're Messi's bodyguards. So I don't really like Argentina, but I think they're S tier. Other than that, I don't have any like clear S tier.
Like Spain,
favorites.
You're not putting the S tier.
Spain is up there.
Yeah.
Spain is definitely up there, but I was really disappointed with how they played against Cabo Verde. So that one's still the verdict is still out on that one. Right. England, I think, has looked good as well until today, but we'll see. Okay, that's all I got.
I'm not like a soccer expert, so I can't really help you with the tier list. I just watch for the vibes. I cheer
I'll
for
give you
like,
a dark horse, actually.
Okay, give me the dark horse.
I think Croatia's a good dark horse. I think they're on their last legs. They got a really good they might prove something. And I think like it's a very general term, but I have really liked the way the African teams are playing football. Like all of them, I've watched every African team. Just the way that like AFCON plays out is so much more fun to watch. Like it's all like kind of pacey, less possession based. Like, I love the way the African teams play football. I would not be surprised if one of these like European giants gets upset by an African team because the way they play is super different. And like you can kind of see like we watch Copa America here, right? Copa America plays very physically. Like there's a certain aspect to it. European, like the Euros, is all very tactical. The AFCON is very fast. It's also tactical, but it's very, very fast. And I think these teams are going to catch someone off guard. So I will put an African team. I don't know which one yet. It's not Senegal, unfortunately, but it could be like a Ghana. It could be an Ivory Coast. Like I've been impressed by all of them. Even dude, Cabo Verde, man.
Bro, I'm a Cabo Verde fan. Cabo Verde all the way.
What can you say about that? It's so sick. I have those guys. I know a lot of people had Turkey. Turkey's out already, unfortunately.
They lost both their games, right? Yeah.
I gotta. Yeah, I think that's it, man.
What about Norway? I like Erling Haaland. Like, I actually I like that guy. I don't know much about him. I just every time I see him, like I just like this guy's aura. Like I like this guy.
Ex-Dortmund player, man. He was a beast for us. He's a great player, and Odegaard too. Like I think their team is strong. I think they'll struggle a little bit when they get to the knockouts, but they're strong, and they do have like probably one of the best, like the best striker in the world right now, besides Mbappe and Kane up front. So you never know.
All right. Next up from Sergio, what would you want Pokemon to change in the new season's events and card releases?
You can go ahead if you have an idea.
I mean, card releases, I think all of us would agree. We've said this before, like just sync us with Japan. Like it's really annoying, like how far behind we are. That like they already play their format and then we already have an idea. So like creativity's less. I think that's for me. That's the main thing. I mean, for what we want to
translate book.
Yeah, exactly. In terms of what we want them to change in these seasons, I mean, we've always said like tons of things for them to change, right? Like the invite system, like adding like tournaments like between like worlds and like I guess ICs like that you have to qualify for, adding promos for day 2, like stuff like that. I'm sure there's a million more things like off the top of my head. Like those are what comes to mind quickly, but I'd say that.
Yeah, I agree. I think we need the big one for me is just the mid-tier like event where like it's not worlds but it's invitational only and it's like a bunch of good players, heightened prizes, everything we talked about like NAIC2 or whatever, like just stuff like that. So that's all I got for that one.
Josh asks, when Pokemon comes back to Peoria, how hard will y'all celebrate? I will not be there, so I will not be celebrating.
I'll go. I like the little minor league arena they play next to. It's kind of cool. I kind of just want to go again just to see if I was really that disappointed with the city. Like I want to know if like after all these years, were we wrong? We weren't, but were we wrong? I want to give it another chance.
As a city to visit, if you live in Peoria, which I know Josh you do, like or live in the area, like I'm sure it's fine to live there, but as a visitor, like there's just nothing to do, right? So. What you can do is actually just go to Chicago. That's what you can do. So I mean, yes, I know we hate on Peoria a lot, but it's all in good fun.
I will go back. I'll stand on business. If it's in Peoria, I'll be there.
I will not. All right, you would have to do the on the ground reporting for us, Aneil.
Yeah, I got it.
All right, Smimu asked, if you were in New York for the Knicks parade, what charges would you catch? I mean, I was in Toronto for the Toronto parade, and I caught 0 charges. So I feel like I would also catch 0 charges at the Knicks parade. So.
Yeah, it's a good question. Not one that I know I can answer on this podcast. But I also am like a very law-abiding citizen. Like I feel bad jaywalking most of the time. So I'm like, I
feel bad jaywalking.
Yeah, dude, I'm bad. Like I'm a very law-abiding citizen.
Bro, I risked and jaywalked in Japan a couple times. I was like, and there was a night I made sure no one was around. I heard it was actually very serious to do that there, but I was like, all right, no one's around. Like during the day, I didn't do it, but but I am also a law-abiding citizen for the most part. So
yeah, like I can't even think about what charge I'd be catching. Like I don't think I'd be catching any charges. I'm not going up doing anything crazy. But it's a good question in theory. I just don't have any good answers for it.
Yeah. Why would you, to the person asking us, would you catch a charge? Or did you catch a charge?
Well, I know him, and I think he would catch a charge.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, he's a baller. He's super sick. I love this guy. He said he's a Habs. Really lame.
So that is lame if you're a Habs fan, but hey,
yeah,
I'm aware. All right. Dario asked us, who do you both main in Smash, and who would win between the two of you? Do you play Smash, Aneil, or no?
I used to be really into it in university.
Okay. Yeah. Who was your main?
I played with Link most of the time.
You were
or
Link?
Ike.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like super like basic of me, but Pikachu is my main. So
I think that's a good matchup for me. You're very like agile.
Yeah. So I mean, in college or university, like on my dorm, like one of my friends, he brought like a Wii that had Project M. It's like a modded version of Brawl that's like kind of like Melee. So we used to play that a lot. I used to also like playing Mewtwo. I would just always play the Pokemon characters. But Pikachu is my main. So who would win between Aneil and I actually have no idea. I think him and I are both probably pretty mediocre at Smash Brothers.
Yeah. Yeah, like I used to go to Smash Club. Like that sounds really wrong, but like the Super Smash Bros. Club in university. Like I went a couple times with my boys like on the soccer team. We'd go out and just like kind of see what's going on over there. We get our asses kicked, but I feel like we definitely got better because of it. So maybe at some point I was okay, but now I think I'm very mediocre, and I think it'd be just like a battle of who falls off less. I think that's what this would be.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not falling off the ledge, but yeah, I think you and I would both like. I think I'm like I spam the down smash, the one where he goes in like a circle.
Yeah.
Like that's my go-to spam on Pikachu.
With Link, I'm never fallen off the ledge, but with Ike, I've had some tough times. He's pretty jank. He moves like a big boy, but he has the one attack where he like throws a sword up in the air and he can like teleport. So it helps me not fall off the ledge sometimes.
Yeah. All right. Next question from Keith. Thoughts and opinions on younger players trying to achieve Worlds invites with little to no parental support? I mean, I think the unfortunate answer for you is like it's just almost impossible. Like you need your parents to like take you to tournaments, right? Like if you're a minor, like you have to have a guardian at the tournament. So what I would say to you is like kind of like decenter Worlds from like I guess what you're trying to do. Like your goal should just be like become like the best player you can be, and to take advantage of like the tournaments you do get to play, right? So if you get to play maybe like one regionals a year, or you just get to play locals like a few times a year, like just focus on like doing the best you can at those. And just like it's really unfortunate like what's happened with Pokemon, where it's kind of gotten to the point where it's like super expensive to chase a Worlds invite. It's like kind of become a travel sport. So like unless your parents are taking you to like 3 minimum, probably more regionals, like it's gonna be very hard unless you like win or like spike a top cut at one of them. So I'm sorry, it's a really bleak answer. I think that's more of like a realist answer. So yeah, my answer is just like, focus on getting as strong as you can, so that when you do become an adult, if you still love Pokemon, like you have a strong base and like you can kind of pop off. And we've seen a lot of players do that, like young masters or with like university kids. So that would be my answer for you.
Yeah, I don't know much to add. I haven't been a Ute in a long time, and I refuse to coach Utes. So I think Ciaran's the right guy to answer that question. I do think about it often, though, like how maybe if we would still be in the game if the game was the way it is now when we were kids, right?
I
Like
think we would be.
Like, I mean, you and I actually shouldn't speak for you, but I never traveled outside of Toronto for anything but Worlds until like 2018 or 2019. Like I just never did it. I
mean, like I was the same. I would go to one. My parents take me to one U.S. regional a year, so it was normally whatever the East Coast one was. So it was like either Fort Wayne or Philadelphia. And then even as an adult, like there was one year I made Worlds without leaving Toronto once. Like it was like kind of like I remember like NAIC was happening, and I'm like, why would I go to NAIC? I'm like, I already have my invite. Like that used to be the mindset.
Actually, there's the one year we went to Montreal regionals. I forgot about that. Sorry. So what I said was
that's Canada. So
yeah, what I said was a lie, but I don't know. Like I'm just like saying out loud because like we used to be able to make Worlds and like be successful in our own little realm, right?
Yeah.
And now you can't do that.
But like, let's say like ICs existed now, or like regionals, or the way Worlds was now. Like I think our parents probably would have taken us to more tournaments. Or they would have taken us at least to like EUIC or NAIC or probably EUIC. I don't know. Like, so like I think it's just the game is just like so different. I guess like from when we were younger. Like this is another thing I've noticed is like. Almost every parent I talk to of kids in juniors and seniors, like the parents know how to play now. Like they're very involved. Bro, I swear, like, I don't know if any of our parents like knew how to play Pokemon. Like, I can't remember any kid like whose parents, like, maybe there was like, a couple kids, but like, I tried to teach my parents how to play. They could not get it. Like, I think you probably tried to teach your parents how to play. Like,
I didn't even try, dude. If I tried, my dad would throw a soccer ball in my head. Like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah. So
I've noticed that too. I just know, like, I know that me as a kid, and I guess this is still me to this day. I'm kind of like a piplup. Like, I'm a little prideful. So like, if I was like having to beg my parents to take me to regionals every year, I don't think I'd continue because I'd feel so bad about doing it, even though they totally would and they'd be fine with it. I just didn't like the idea of being like totally dependent. And so like, I feel like that would have deterred me from playing the game. So me personally, I guess my answer is a little different from you. I don't think I would have been like, I'm sure I would have rediscovered the game as an adult, but I don't think I would have played through all of it if I had to travel around to do well.
That's fair. I mean, there was also like when we were kids, there's no prize money or anything. Like we were like, so like, I guess like, if we had have travel awards and stuff when we were younger, if we could get them, but I guess it would have been more competitive than it already was, I guess, when we were younger. So
little did we know the prize money with those Call of Legends booster boxes we ripped to shred.
It was actually technically higher than today if you count that. All right.
Yeah,
next question from Mark. Have you ever thought about playing another TCG on top of or instead of Pokemon? What learnings from other games do you think could help in making you better at Pokemon or vice versa?
No. that's my simple answer. No. I stick to collecting my Panini stickers and my occasional hockey cards, I think. I don't know, like the interest in playing Pokemon was never because of Pokemon the IP. It was more because like how the game played and how I felt it always brought me closer to like friends and stuff. And like obviously I enjoy Pokemon the brand now that I grew into it, but I think the idea when it started on the schoolyard was just like the game is fun and like the idea of collecting is fun. And that is a truly transferable skill throughout other TCGs. It's just not really. I think you and I are both too in deep with this game now to jump ship in that sense.
I mean, like, yeah, like obviously it's my career, so like, I'm not going to play instead of. I think one thing that would probably frustrate me if I tried to play another TCG is that like I just wouldn't be like a top player immediately, right? So like because you have to put in like so much time. Like Pokemon I've played since I was like 12, so it's like I don't think it would be possible for me to get to the level I'm at Pokemon in like another game. I mean, like I've played some of the other ones for fun. Like when One Piece first came out, a lot of my friends were playing it, so like they had their decks and I would play with them. And I'm like, oh, this was fun. It never gripped me, I guess. And I think I actually do enjoy the Pokemon IP a lot. Like that's why I started with the game. But like you, kind of like I like the gameplay now. I mentioned this a couple times, but when I was younger, like I was really good at Hearthstone, like top 50 legend, like good at Hearthstone. Like this was like back at Classic and like Naxxramas and I think that was called Goblins and Gnomes or something. So when I was in high school, I used to be like I loved playing Hearthstone. In terms of like what you can learn from both, or like another game I used to play a lot. This isn't a card game, but I used to play like Teamfight Tactics. I don't think there's some crossover. Is like I think some other games like I'll say like TFT for example, it's very tempo based and it's a lot about like building your like board almost and like keeping up in terms of pace. So I'd say like that's like kind of like board building, like I guess capitalizing when your opponent has a weak start, like understanding when you need to go all in. Stuff like that. I don't know the other card games like well enough to really be like, hey, these are the learnings that you bring from those ones to Pokemon. But I guess that's the learning. Like when I was during COVID, I didn't play Pokemon. I played TFT, and I was pretty good at that one. So I think maybe that helped me when I got back to playing Pokemon. That I kept my mind sharp, maybe with another strategy game. I don't know, or maybe it was just my Pokemon skills came back. But yeah, that's kind of right.
I don't know what any of that meant, but good for you. Or sorry it happened. That's sick. I don't know what any of those games are, but I'm sure they're great.
Yeah, I mean, like I just like strategy games in general, or like I play Slay the Spire a lot as well. That's like my like when I've had a long day and I just want to chill, I play that. That game is like a deck building game. I think what that game teaches you, like when it comes to Pokemon, like, there's like sequencing in that game, which I guess kind of transfers over, but it's like you have to build your deck, so you have to often ask the question like, hey, what am I actually trying to like go for? Like, what is my deck trying to do? And that's kind of transferable to Pokemon. Where like, what am I trying to do this turn? Like, what is my opponent trying to do? Stuff like that. Like, or it's like you can see on the map like what characters you're gonna fight against. It's okay, how do I build towards beating that? I think that's kind of transferable. So, I think any game that's strategy related can be transferable. It trains like the same probably part of your mind. All right, next question from Bougie or Boogie. Most fraudulent deck to win Worlds?
Not even a question.
Audino?
2024.
I think Audino is more fraudulent than Iron Thorns.
You think Audino is more fraudulent than Iron Thorns?
Audino does not even beat Night March. I actually think Night March is favored. I think that
he just had like an absolute like miracle run.
I think so. I mean, like,
All right.
anyone who wins Worlds, I think, had a miracle run on an individual level,
True.
even if you played really well, right? But it's like,
But dude, did his opponent make an obscene gesture on stream to bump him through a round
okay,
when he
actually,
shouldn't
you know
have?
what? Okay, yeah, if you include that, actually, he technically lost. So like, yes, actually, you are right. But that's like he said, deck, not run. I mean, Iron Thorns is also...
All right, fair enough. I just think, all things considered, there's nothing worse than just throwing 4 Iron Thorns in a deck and saying, "Hey, I won Worlds." And like, yo, all the power to him. He's proven he's a good player with other decks. Like, he played other decks and did very well. It's not him. It's the deck. The deck. In the question, what is the most fraudulent deck to win Worlds? I believe it is Iron Thorns. Although there is an argument to be made for Mega Audino, because Mega Audino was actually like garbage after that.
Yes.
So
it never did anything. I mean, we had
that also does say something.
I can't remember if we rotated like before or after that. I think we rotated afterwards, so maybe that was part of it. But yeah, those 2 decks I think are like the 2 you have to pick from to answer that one. So, all right, the next question from Harsha: what things have led to the biggest acceleration in your development through both of your careers, e.g., steps in practice, prep, etc.? I mean, we kind of answered that above. I mean, I'd say for me and Aneil, it's probably like him and I like locked in together when we were kids and just like literally played every day together. So I think it's just having a testing partner and like someone also motivated to get better, and someone who's kind of like at your level or like slightly above. And I think it's just like willing to experiment, like not just like playing the same thing always. Like Aneil and I played like so many like dumb ideas when we were kids. I mean, now it's a bit different because you have Limitless and all that. But I'd say I mean, you can add if you want to my answer, Aneil. But like for me, at least, that was I think the biggest acceleration in my development when I went from like a scrub to like a good player. So.
I agree. Yeah, no, I concur with that. I think lately, like I've also had like another like second growth spurt a little bit, like within the last like couple of years, and I attribute that to the desire to play more often. I know I talk a big game about not liking to play that much, but there are times in the year, and like these are evenly sparsed out, where I will just lock the hell in for a month. And 3-4 times a week, I'm going to locals and playing and just like testing with guys who want to test. And I think those spurts are very important for your growth because like you'll go through times where you really want to play the game and you go through times where you really don't want to play the game. But it's during those spurts that you learn the most and you kind of push yourself to play different decks. So I think that's important too.
Yeah, agreed. Miloslav asked, would you rather feed 100 starving orphans or win Worlds? I mean, if I win Worlds, I can feed a lot more than 100 starving orphans. And
True.
If I win Worlds, Miloslav, I will commit to feeding at least 100 people. If I with the prize money. Or orphans, yeah, sorry. I don't know why my mind blanked on what I was literally reading the
Sorry,
word.
orphans, you're cooked, man. Yeah. I'm taking the World win. Sorry, orphans.
Yeah, that's Aneil. Aneil, will you also commit that if you win Worlds, you will feed at least 100 starving?
All right, I'll feed 100 starving. Or what does that like constitute? Like, what do I have to do?
I mean, probably find an organization.
Fly there and do it myself?
Well, I mean, I was thinking more like you donate to an organization.
I bet.
I feel like I already donate to like organizations and stuff, but if I win Worlds, I'll donate, I guess, more, or specifically defeating.
All right, if we win Worlds, we'll donate $500 to UNICEF. I think that's fair.
Yeah, that is. I think that's a good pledge there, Neil. All right,
yeah.
How much Gar would a Garchomp chomp if a Garchomp could chomp Gar? Good question.
Nice. And it's a picture of
a long-nosed Gar
with the scale. You like the scale there? 10 centimeters. That's a big ass fish, dude.
Is that? That's 3. It says 3 inches. Bro,
yeah, so that's like I don't know how many. That's like 2 Subway footlongs, dude.
What?
Of fish.
Wait, what are you? A Subway like footlong is 12 inches.
No, it's the 3 inches is that bar.
Oh, it's the bar. Okay.
Yeah, it's not actually 3 inches long, dude.
Oh, okay. I was like,
someone's gonna twist everything we just said and make it some duttiness in the comments. I'm already ready for what's happening.
Okay. So, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. I'm the one who's off my mind.
Yeah.
How much Gar would a Garchomp chomp if a Garchomp could? I mean, a Garchomp definitely could chomp Gar. I feel like you just chomp as much as it wants. I feel like, is this putting up a fight? Like,
big boy.
Garchomp's like a jet. Like it can go as fast as it wants. I don't think the Gar has any chance.
Yeah, I agree. I think Colombia just missed a sitter.
Nice. Well, actually, if Colombia wins, that puts a lot of pressure on Portugal's last game, right? Because they have to win.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it does. There's a lot of Colombian fans around me in this area for some reason. There's just so many Colombian fans everywhere I'm going. Just Colombia jerseys. I have my James Rodriguez jersey from when I was a youth.
Nice.
Should wear that. Yeah. All right, sorry.
Next question from Stuart. Tier list of Canadian provinces, either player level or just vibes. I saw another question also for tier list of Canadian provinces. It's actually
we don't actually need to tier list all of them, but let's give like a rough.
Yeah.
Okay. I got an idea. Do
you want to start? Do you want to start with player level, and then like the next time someone asks us, we'll do just based on the actual provinces themselves?
Sure. I mean, I don't think there's much to say
There's not
about
much to
player
say.
level.
Like it's like Ontario is clearly number one, then BC is clearly number two, and then the
Yeah.
question is just is like what's number? I guess Quebec is probably number three.
Quebec then Alberta.
Yeah, it's Alberta. Is there anyone in the Maritimes who's like a strong Canadian players?
Not that I know of.
There's one guy. I'll give a shout out. His name's Ben Cusack. He like farms Nova Scotia. He doesn't travel to regionals that much.
Okay.
I mean, then all right, if we do it just like based on vibes, like non-Pokemon, take it out of it. I'd probably put like S tier, like British Columbia.
Yeah.
Actually, it's kind of embarrassing. Like I've traveled so much of the world. I actually have not traveled to that much of Canada. I've only been to BC, Ontario, Quebec, and Nova Scotia.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a problem. I have the same one. I'm the same, except I've been to Alberta a bunch of times instead of Nova Scotia. I'll vote vibes though. I think BC's S tier and everything else is just below it. Like I don't think anything else really matters. I'm actually a big fan, and I like literally today at work, I was looking at Yellowknife, Northwest Territories as a tourism destination.
Bro, I want to go one day. It's expensive though when
Yeah.
I looked, but like that's something like because you can see the Northern Lights up there. Like, I just think it'd be interesting to go to the Arctic, right? Like
It's sick. It's
Yeah.
one of like, the nicest drives ever, and you can like drive through Yukon, and it looks unreal. So that is on my list. I think in terms of vibes right now, that's pretty high. I do hear that they have some problems in those cities, but that's pretty high. I do like Quebec, even though I can't speak French, and they probably don't like me much because I can't speak French. I do vibe with like the mountains out there. I've been to Tremblant a few times, like the skiing over there. So Quebec's up there. Ontario's like whatever, dude. I don't really care about Ontario that much. It's just flat. It's like this place kind of blows.
it's just a bunch of cities, yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't have much.
Well,
I
we
think,
have,
the
like,
Maritime's best.
The northern part of Ontario is very nice, but I guess like you and I
Yeah.
like don't go up there often, so yeah. And the one time I've been to Halifax because my sister went to school there, so we went to her graduation ceremony. It was very nice when I went there. Like I'm sure I would love it if I went back to some of the Maritimes. So it's definitely one of my goals in life is I need to like see more of Canada. But until I guess Pokemon gives regionals to more of Canada, like I'll put it on pause.
If we're just being honest, though, there's just not a lot to do in a lot of parts of Canada. It's just a big landmass.
Yeah, it's like it's a lot of nature, right? Like that's what
Yeah.
makes it so nice. But like yeah, this in terms of cities, like after Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, like there's a steep,
Yeah.
I guess like fall off in terms of population, right? I guess then you have like
If I'm
Saga,
keeping it
Calgary.
real, yeah. If I'm keeping it real, that is my one criticism of this country. It's just like there's not there's not a lot of hubs. Like in the U.S., right? Like there's a bunch of different hubs. You have a bunch of smaller cities,
Yeah,
right?
you have a
Like,
lot more
almost-
mid-tier cities. I feel like in the states, right? Like
Yeah.
you have the giants, like you have the LA, New York, and then I guess you have like Chicago. But then like after that, I guess like you have like cities like Atlanta, like Boston, right? Like Miami, I guess. Whereas Canada, it's like we have the big cities, and then like they're like yeah, we don't have as many mids. I mean, we have Mississauga. That's basically just Toronto. So
Yeah. We have 8 cities and basically nothing else. But like it is pretty crazy. Like when you look at, I was looking at like even like 2 hours away from Toronto, like trying to buy a house or whatever, right? A house you pay 1.2 million for in Toronto, you go 2 hours outside, it's 200K. It's insane. Like because everybody just like they congregate so much around these big cities that you create these like micro economies within the own country. So it gets really interesting, like the way it's
the
laid
US
out.
is like that too. Like if you go on like Zillow or whatever, like you can buy like houses in the middle of nowhere in the US for like 50 or 100,000. But then like obviously like there's a reason they're cheaper. Like people like being in the cities, there's more to do, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I mean Canada just I'd say vibes are just good most places in Canada. So from what I've seen or experienced. So all right, After Crash asked us, do you think Luxray will ever be good again? I guess they mean are they going to print a good Luxray? I mean like I don't know. Like I would think
hope
so.
so.
Yeah.
I
Eventually.
miss Luxray, man. The last good Luxray we had was Luxray V, and that thing sucked.
That's the one that sniped the card from your hand?
Yeah, we played it in Mew for
Yeah,
like
that's
a
right,
day,
Yeah.
and everyone got over it.
Yeah. All right, Russ. Next question: what's one thing you'd like to see change in regards to judge calls at regionals, besides manner, process, etc.? He wrote bedside, but I think he means besides.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a couple
I don't know.
answers.
Go ahead.
I mean, the first one, I'm trying to like say how to like phrase this without it coming off as like mean, but it's like I really wish like judges, especially floor judges, were better at playing the game than they are. Like it's so often that like a floor judge comes over to my table or I see them come to our table, and it's just like they just struggle to like grasp what's going on or like have context of like why something's happening. And I think a big part of that is I just think a lot of judges are just like not very strong players, right? So like that's something I guess I don't know if that's a specific to judge call, but that's one thing I've noticed as the game has grown. Like it's not like judges as a whole, it's not their fault. Like the problem is like the game is growing so much, there's not enough trained judges, and like there's not that much incentive to be a judge. So if you're a strong player, right, like you don't really want to be a judge. Like we have a few examples of players like Pramwat or like Chris Szymanski or Pedro Torres has become a judge, and like they've risen up the ranks really fast. And I think it's because they have that background of being a top player. But I actually like I will say like a majority of times when I see a floor judge come to my table or another table, I'd say it's a very negative experience. And I think like the floor judges like actually like mess things up a lot of the time. Just because like I just think they don't understand what's going on. Or like in terms of what could change in terms of judge calls, like I guess it's more so like it's kind of leaning on this is like using more like, for lack of a better term, like I guess like common sense in terms of like what's going on in the game to like derive rulings. Like understanding like why would someone like do something to get an advantage or not. Like you can very easily tell, I think a lot of times, like would someone do something to gain an advantage, or was this like a mistake, or like which player is being disadvantaged more by something, right? So like to me, like that's one thing I would love. So if you're listening to this, you're a judge, like, you know, spend some time watching some YouTube or like grinding some games, going to locals or talking to good players. Like try and like get a little bit more familiar with the game. Is for me something. And I think also like communication between judges or marking more things down. Like I had an incident like at NAIC, like I briefly alluded to it last week, where it's like I basically accused my opponent of like trying to manipulate his die rolls, right? And then someone reached out to me later who played him earlier in the tournament, said, "Oh, I accused him of the same thing." But like the judges didn't mark this down anywhere, right? So then when I did that, like they were like treating it like it was the first time. So maybe stuff like that, I guess, would be something also, I would say. But I don't know, like, do you have anything else like you think you would like to see changed?
Kind of the opposite of that one. Not like in the sense that I think anything you said is wrong. I would like more people to deal with their judge calls by themselves. I would like less reliance on the judges. I think that's my thing that I want changed. And maybe I come from a biased place. Like I would say through a tournament, like I average like under 0.5 judge calls a tournament. Like
same. Like it's very rare.
Myself.
Yeah.
Right. Like I was on stream at NIC and my opponent drew an extra card off a stamp. If we were not on stream, I would just be like, I don't care. Like it's fine. You're gonna draw that anyways. I don't care. And like most of the time, you can solve a lot of your problems without involving judges. So I think my thing is, I would love to see more people have advanced knowledge of the game and the rulings to be able to solve problems themselves and not call over judges when we have any little thing. Like obviously in your case, like there's nothing you can do about like a guy flipping a die in a weird way, but there are a lot of things I see called, like you get judges coming over and like effectively just wasting their time on stuff that you should probably be able to solve by yourselves. Like I saw somebody the other day like wanting a judge shuffle and he wouldn't like let the judge shuffle go. He's like, "Yo, I want a judge shuffle. I want a judge shuffle." It's like,
yeah,
dude,
it's like wasting like on stream. It's like funny. Like I think it's fine on stream because they're there. But yeah, I agree.
Like that's once cool, but like this guy was like persistent. Like, bro, give me the judge show. Yeah. Like, dude, come on, they got better things to do, right?
Yeah. I mean, actually, one other thing is like just more consistency. Like the level of inconsistency I see applied to rulings, or even like penalties or disqualifications. Like it's just like all over the place, right? Like how many times do we see someone like get DQ'd for marked cards, and then like we just see people doing sketchy stuff that like just like goes unpunished? I think a lot of the time, right? Or like. Yeah. Like some judges, like they rule, and this is the hard part, right? Because a lot of it is subjective, and like the rule book that we've talked about this before, like the rule book is kind of vague. So like, you know, like a judge on stream will give someone like a slow play warning, and like on a, or like a penalty. Like I remember that one game in Toronto with like Gumi, or with Justin Newdorf. And then like I'll watch like someone take like a 3 or 4 minute turn on, or not maybe that long, but like a long turn on stream, and like, okay, why is there no like slow play penalty here? So I think one other thing I guess for rulings is like on stream, I think you guys need to be more consistent and like better. Because like, you know, if like you have like a bad ruling on stream, like then that like ripples down, I guess, like other judges watch that and like that's how they treat it on stream, or players watch that and they point to that. So like you guys don't have an easy job, but yeah, I think just like my main thing is I think just like I guess using like getting a little like familiarizing yourself more with like the strategy, I guess, of Pokemon. And like that's partially like why I love that like Pram has been like head judging a lot of tournaments, like why I love like Pedro in Europe has been doing really well. Like if it was up to me, every tournament Pram wants to be head judge. Like that guy should be head judge. So,
take it, bro. Yeah, take it.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
So
I think you guys are doing great. I'll balance out all the criticism with you guys are doing great.
I mean, I'm not like debating that people are doing like they're doing the best they can, right? I'm just saying like
no,
as a system, right? Like this is.
I'm taking the piss. You're good. Yeah. I'm taking the piss.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Jose asked, is someone who's yet to visit the great country of Canada for regional, are the Tim Hortons donuts as good as I imagine them to be, or just hype? I don't know who's hyping the Tim Horton donuts, but They're not that good
This is my
now.
place of bias. Do you answer first? I'm gonna be like, like this is not gonna be a good answer for me. So you
Okay.
go first.
I mean, I don't think they're that good. Like the thing with Tim Hortons is like they compete on price. Like for the price, like
Yeah.
Tim Hortons is actually decent. Like I don't drink coffee, but like the coffee is pretty cheap. Like I get hot chocolate there when I go, or like sometimes I get like an iced cap or French vanilla. And it's like I'm not expecting like my socks to be blown off, but for what it is, like Tim Hortons for the price it's at, like it's actually like pretty good. But like I don't think you're gonna like have a donut there and be like this is like the best thing I ever had, or like it wouldn't be like a highlight of your trip. I think is kind of what I would say.
Okay. Yeah. I have problems with Tim Hortons. I go there every morning, so I have a very steep opinions about these guys. I think they've been ass ever since Burger King acquired them in like whatever 20 whatever it was. Tim Hortons when we were kids was incredible. It was just like a truly Canadian brand. Like there weren't that many
They
locations.
used to
Everything
bake
was
things
like
in house, yeah.
yeah, make things in house. It was
Yeah.
good. Now it got like super commercial. It's very like McDonald's kind of esque. But the food is all right. Like you'll get times where the Tim's is like incredible, and then times where it's terrible. Like so, if you live like when I used to live with my parents in like a smaller town, I had legitimately 5 Tim Hortons within 10 minutes of me. And so I had it down to a science, like tier listing these Tim Hortons on like which one had the best employees, which one stirred my coffee the best. Like there are levels to this. And so I think your Tim Hortons experience can very much vary. And like this is going to be a very like pro suburban take from me. But I find that every Tim Hortons in the city sucks. Like I do not like the city Tim Hortons, but if you go to the suburbs or especially if you go to like rural cities, Tim Hortons is unbelievable. Where it's like run by community members, like people care about what they're putting in. Like I respect that heavily. So the short answer, it's not all that. But at the long answer, if you really want good Tim Hortons and you do come up here, go find one that's kind of off the grid. I think that's your best bet of having like a good experience at a Tim Hortons.
Yeah, the small town Tim Hortons. Yeah, like you'll literally be in like the most random town and like they just have a Tim Hortons. Like that's just what the town
Yeah.
has.
And it'll slap. Like it'll be like the best thing you've ever had in your life.
Yeah, I mean my go-to like if you like I think the best thing on the menu, maybe Neil you'll have another favorite. Like I think the ice cap is like the best thing they have. Like
Okay.
that's my favorite thing.
I don't hate you for saying that. I just don't. Like I don't love it, but I don't hate the take. I don't hate
Okay,
the take.
fair.
I think yeah, it's a good take.
Yeah, they used to have actually what I used to love was they had like pretzel bagels, but like they haven't had that in like I think like 10 years. When I was in high school, that used to be my like lunchtime snack, the pretzel bagel with butter.
A lot of hidden menu items.
Yeah. All right. Lockbox asked, "Do I have to Pokemon basketball starting five?" We've done this a couple times on Swift. Yeah, we've kind of compared it a bit. So I think our consensus was like Blaziken was always like on our team.
Yeah.
I think
Machamp was all on the team.
Machamp was on the team. Now who else?
I had an Ursaring on one of my teams.
Okay.
We had a Speedster too. I think the Alakazam was a big one for us.
Yeah, that's like our
So,
point
like-
guard, like intellect.
Yeah.
You want a speedy Pokemon, you want like a Deoxys speed form or like a Regieleki or something on the team.
Yeah. Like you need like your Tyrese Maxey, right? Like there's got to be like some guy who just goes. So I think yeah, we've covered that one before, but it's always a great question. I like that question.
Yeah. We've answered like Nikki's question here. What are the best ways you both have improved the Pokemon TCG? This one says without necessarily playing the TCG. I think Aneil, you've talked a lot about the balance in terms of like life and touching grass, as you like to say. So I think we can
Very important.
cover that one. All right, Dan.
I'm on a huge cleanse right now, man. I think it's important to like when you need it, take a step back, right?
Yep, we're in the off season until Worlds. All right, Daniel asks here? What's your opinion on championship point earning local events like cups and challenges?
I was just talking to him actually. Like he just DM'd me like 3 minutes ago. We are just talking about the World Cup.
Oh, nice.
What are my opinions on CP Loki? I think the balance right now is perfect. I don't know if you agree with me, but I think the balance right now is perfect. Before it used to be 2 OP, then it was 200 powered. I think right now it is perfect. You can get like about 50% of your invite, or not, probably a little
I think
less
it's
than
less
that,
because
right?
it was what this year like 740 or something, and you can get 260 from locals. So
Yeah, so it was a little bit less. I think it's a good balance. Like it incentivizes you to play locals. If you don't like play locals like Ciaran, then you'll miss out on your top 16 by like 5 points. But if you do play locals, then you can go to Worlds. So I think it's a good balance right now. Put some importance on it and makes people actually show up, right?
yeah, I think like where they're at now is actually pretty good. I agree with you. Like you said, like it's not like it's like reasonable. Like anyone who wants the points, like if you're going for Worlds, like you can get them. It seems like there's enough events now that year round. And I think it's a good entryway for people. Like a lot of people like cups, like because I work with a lot of newer players. They're like cups is like they're like, oh, my goal is to top cut my like cup, and I think that's a great goal. Or like winning a local cup, I think is a huge like step as a player. So I think I think that's actually one of the best parts of the circuit. I think they've nailed it. So for the most,
even now, like for us, right? It's not automatic that we win 4 cups in a year. It's not.
I didn't win 4 cups this year.
Yeah, like this is my first year in a while that I won 4 cups. Like it's not easy. So I think there's a lot of like a lot of merit that gets lost in some of these cups sometimes, depending on where you live. I think it's a big one too,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Like for us,
the big part of it. Yeah.
yeah, it's tough for us because we go to places and but I would have it no other way personally. Like I would rather grind my ass off through 20 cups, but have really good competition at those cups rather than the opposite and just like sleepwalk to 4 cup wins because those are the people that get destroyed at majors because they just don't get to play against good players, right? So
Yeah.
there's a balance, and I think there's importance. Again, we're coming back to this: play against people that are better than you. I think that's really important.
Yeah. All right. Leafeon EX asks, which is the best EX, Leafeon, Jolteon, or Sylveon?
Okay,
In terms of playability, I would say probably Sylveon.
I played Leafeon in the Worlds last year.
That's true.
I like Leafeon. I like
Yeah, it's
Leafeon. I
between
think
Leafeon
Leafeon's
or
really good.
Sylveon. All right,
Yeah, it's between those two.
I'll say Sylveon. You can say Leafeon.
Sure, I think Sylveon's the most untapped. I think Sylveon's got it has the most potential, but I think Leafeon's been practically better.
All right, Deb asked the tier list of meta decks based on how delicious the Pokemon be. You're allowed to cook them however you'd
What
like.
the hell?
All right, let me pull up a list real quick of decks. All right,
All right, well,
Dragapult. I don't think Dragapult's like a lizard. It'll be a bit like Chewy, I think.
yeah, it's no bueno for me.
Zoroark is like a fox, so I mean, like that could be okay. Crustle's a crab. You know, you take out the shot. I mean, crab is good. I mean, Slowking, I know in the video game, Slowpoke tails are a delicacy. So I guess probably good. Hydrapple would be good. Obvious. That one is obviously good.
Yeah.
Alakazam probably would not taste good. Raging Bolt, it's like a giraffe, I guess. Probably not.
Dude,
bad.
The thought of eating these is like disgusting.
But I guess I'm not enjoying eat it. I mean, I think Hydrapple or Festival Lead would be like the tops.
And yeah, we'll cut it there. Hydrapple's the best. Everything else is borderline inedible.
Yeah. Spidops, eat some spiders.
Honchkrow a chicken, I guess.
Yeah.
Or it's a crow.
Right. Christopher asked, what's the biggest improvement you saw in the major tournament experience this season, if any? And what's the biggest improvement you would like to see next season?
I don't know.
Yeah, off the top of my head.
Cool. I didn't like losing around. Actually, you know what? There are times where I did like losing around and playing the extra one in day one. I did like that.
That's a big improvement, actually, playing the first round of phase 2 at the end of day one. I think that's a good one.
Yeah, everything else I either don't care or don't remember.
Yeah, and then biggest other thing, like I feel like the check-in processes has gotten a lot better. Like I don't feel like I wait in line anymore at these tournaments. I don't know if that's new this year, but like for example, when they did like I didn't do it the past couple years, but like when they do the airport badge pickup, like that's pretty cool, stuff like that. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't think I've seen much of a change this season. I mean, the production value I think of regionals has gotten better like over the years as well. So I'd say that. All right. Jerry asked, if you could have any retro format be the legal format for this year's Worlds, what would it be and why?
Obvious.
2010?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, no, did I mention last week on the podcast I did like a Diamond and Pearl tournament? I got second at AIC.
Oh, sick.
Actually, I didn't realize like the prize, the guy made a custom like glass trophy and it looked like the old regionals ones and there's like Arceus or Dialga on it. It was insane. So I lost finals, and he gave that to my opponent. And I was like, "Wait, I really wish I won." Like,
yeah. What were you playing?
Actually, I think I can pull it up. If I go on, how do you go? I think you go Limitless. If I go to tournaments, you online, right? Dashboard.
So what is this? This is like an online tournament?
No, it was in person, like Galactic Cup. Here we go. So, shout out Nolan, Frida. He lent me a deck. I played this. I just played Blaziken Luxray.
This. Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's just
this was called. It had a name. What was this called? It was called Chenlock.
Yeah, but like this is like not with 2010 cards. But yeah, this was basically like Chenlock. Well, bro, look at my matchups. It was like so free the first like 3 rounds. Wait.
What the hell?
Gyarados 3 times.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I lost the Gardevoir twice. I mean the finals I went draw pass, and then bro like. I got to put him on blast, but like he like hard punted and like let his like Claydol get trapped. And if I had Drifloon FB, like I could just snipe his Gardevoirs and just like take them all out because like you apply weakness. And I prized my Drifloon FB in the finals. But yeah, it was a really fun deck.
Dylan LeFavor win Nats one year?
Yeah, I think he's like gone like top 4 in Worlds as well, like as a junior, senior, and maybe even as master.
Yeah, he did something. I remember he was a really good player.
Yeah.
I recognize a couple other names on the list, but yeah, this was at NAIC, right, on the Saturday?
Yeah, it was like a side event thing. We just did like the atrium thing. Actually, here's what I got. Like, I don't know if the cameras will pick up well. Like, he made custom, like,
that was cool.
My Uxi's the finalist card, and then I think, like, if you got top 8 or top 4, you got Azelf, and then if you got top 16, you got Mesprit with, like, the, I don't know if it's going to focus, but.
That is very cool.
Yeah, so it was a really fun time. But for me, which format? Yeah, like, maybe I would pick a Diamond and Pro. I'd pick Diamond and Pro, I'd pick RSPK. Those are my 2 favorites, so.
Good shouts.
I'm like, I don't know, maybe RSPK, because that one I think is more unique. And I don't play that one as much.
It's just a little slower.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool. Actually, I was organizing cards today, and I found like a stack of Japanese like retro cards I bought when we were at Worlds in Japan.
Yeah.
Bro, I picked up some level X's for 50 yen.
Crazy, man.
I got Rhyperior level X for 50 yen. I got like, I think Miss Magi's level X for like 200 yen. And there's one other one. I think Honchkuro level X for like 100 yen. I'm like, yo, this is sick.
Crazy.
There's also, I got a Japanese Clink Clang also for 50 yen. All right.
We got 10 more questions left, or are we getting towards the end here?
For Twitter, I think we still have a decent amount, but we can try.
All right, let's start Ciaran. All
right, Dollar Games asks, most fun you've had playing Control. I mean, for me, definitely when I played Sableye Control at Hartford in 2019. I've talked about it a little bit on the pod before. It's like a super toxic deck. I had fun. My opponents did not have fun. Like, you had this card called Hiker. You could look at the top 5 cards of their deck and rearrange them. And you also had Trick Shovel, which was look at the top card. So you basically just like got to a point where like you like played disruption cards, your opponent has a bad hand, and you just like never let them top deck out of it. And then you had Garbodor to block their abilities. So this deck was like brutal, but it was really fun to play. So that was my most fun playing Control. I don't know about you, Aneil.
Got none. Never played Control. Never wanna.
Wow, based answer. All right.
Yeah.
Ash says, if you could introduce a new one prize attacker to the format, what would it do and who would it be? I mean, making one from scratch would be kind of hard.
Yeah.
My head. What's the one prize attacker that we think you and I both like that would be fun to reintroduce?
I really like the Zapdos from Team Up. That was one of my more fun ones. I would say Terrakion, but we literally have Retaliate Terrakion in the format. No one plays it.
I mean, I always hype Ditto Prism Star, but that's not an attacker.
Yeah. I mean, Sableye Junk Hunt's a great shout. You know what I'd actually really like? Like a more powerful Plasma Absol.
The one that has Mind Jack. Well, that new 2 cannon is getting some hype, but I guess that's a 2-prizer. Or not 2-prizer, stage 2.
Stage 2.
So, yeah. Yeah, it's a good question. I'm trying to think what are some other 1-prize attackers that I've enjoyed. I normally like playing 1-prize decks, so what am I... Actually, I scroll through my limit list real quick. Are there any 1-prize decks here? I mean... Like Vespiquen, like the type of attacks that do more for the amount of Pokemon you discard are always fun.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, stuff like that. All right. Percocet Piplup asked if you had to pick.
Nice.
If you had to pick one type to play for an entire season without knowledge of the current database of cards or future releases, which would it be? I don't know. Like maybe I feel like you want to pick a type that has a lot of Pokemon.
Yeah.
But I mean, water has the most, and water is not that good right now.
I feel like you would just be effectively just trying to take the type that's had the most success in the recent years and just kind of run with it. Like,
yeah.
I don't remember the last time there was not a good dark deck in format. Or at least a playable dark deck.
Yeah, dark, they normally give good stuff. Or like grass. I think grass normally has at least some playable archetype. So I'd maybe say grass.
All right, dark and grass. That's what we got.
Frank says, favorite 2010 deck. For me, it's Flyterra, for sure.
For me, it's Gengar, for sure.
Go. Roll chat. Do you think players have a playstyle or deck type that leads to better results? Pro players like Chow and Drick picking and one-tricking comeback decks like Bolt and Guardy, for example. I mean, I think like there's definitely like play style in terms of like what deck you like. I mean, I think the best player is just like playing the best decks or decks that have the most options that let them like lets them like express the skill so that there's a gap in skill between them and their opponent, like that has the highest chance of winning. So like, I mean, I think that's why a lot of like the best players like playing Zoroark, or like how like Chow and Drick play like Dragapult and Guardy.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's also a lot of players who are very good at playing aggro decks, but like I think you have a wider, like you have more like erratic tournament placements. Like when I used to play Lugia, like I'd have like 3 tournaments in a row, like basically making top cut, and I'd have like 2 or 3 tournaments in a row, like not making day 2 type of thing. So like that's why I think like a lot of the top players like just playing like the top decks that have a lot of control and comeback potential.
Yeah, I think playstyle completely depends on where you are as a player and how well you can identify where you are as a player. Like for me, like I just kind of started off with a lot of aggro decks because I knew I wasn't able to like compete with the top dogs. Now I'm like, give me this most skill based deck in the room and let me run with it. And like I feel like that's kind of the mentality of like a lot of the players that go to Worlds year after year now. And like not to toot anyone's horn or toot our own horns or whatever, but you want to be in the most control when you know that like typically you have enough experience in the game that you can get by in most of your matchups. You would rather play something with a little bit more comeback potential, a little bit more like skill based to it. So I think your question kind of answers itself in that sense. Like they just want to have the most say in their rounds, and like of course, all those players will have times where they play aggro decks, and they may love it, they may hate it. But there are also players that make careers off playing aggro decks. So there's no one right way to do it. I just think the tendencies point in a certain way because of those factors.
Yeah, agreed. All right, Tony asks, how much money do you all put aside when saving to travel to regionals? I think we kind of answered this above. I think Aneil and I just like, if we want to go, we kind of just go.
Yeah, figured out.
But Aneil and I both have like jobs, right? And like we basically, this is our main hobby, so. All right, Ruben asks, what is your preference on when rotation happens before or after Worlds? I have a fairly strong opinion on this one, Neil. I don't know about you.
I agree with you.
Like after Worlds?
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's like the formats like after rotation are always the worst because the card pool is the smallest. So not always, but most of the time, right? I think we've seen that the past couple of years. So I would love if they went back to rotating after Worlds. I think that'd be a lot more interesting.
I would say before Worlds if we didn't have a limit list, but because we have a limit list and everything can be ruined beforehand and there's no real creativity in the format, I like after.
Christopher says, who are some players you just like playing against in Hawaii? I mean, I won't name names. I'll say like maybe like some attributes of players I don't like playing against. I think people who like get very upset when you ask them to play faster is always like funny to me. Or like, or just people who are salty or like rude, I guess, or I don't know. Stuff like that. Like I don't mind if someone like doesn't want to talk. Like that's fine. I'm fine with that. It's just like, you know, I guess bad sportsmanship like really grinds my gears. Like that really like upsets me. Like whenever I play against someone with poor sportsmanship. Like I guess is what I would say. So
okay. Yeah, I don't really have anyone I don't like playing against. I haven't really had very many bad experiences, thankfully, playing the game. I would agree with most of those.
Yeah, for the most part, I agree. Actually, I had a guy in NIC, like it wasn't that bad, but like, bro, he broke 4 of my sleeves when shuffling, and I was like, bro, come on, like, and then, bro, one of the times he broke a sleeve and then he ripped the card like that was in the sleeve.
What?
And it was like a crushing hammer, so I'm like, okay, whatever, right? And I said to him, okay, like you got to replace that card after the match. I think he thought I was joking at first. So I was like, no, bro, I'm serious. Like you got to go replace that for me, like after the match.
Crazy, bro.
That's
like, just random.
Yeah, and then like same guy, like I beat him the first game, right? And like he was literally taking 2 minutes to make a decision. So I'm like, all right, bro, you got to make a play. And then like he made a play, and it was just like game losing on the spot. And then like after the game, he would not stop harping, like I lost because you like made me rush, and like I had a hard decision. And I was just like, bro, like part of the game is like making a decision under time constraint. And like even after game 3, the set finished, like he was still complaining about that. And I was like, bro, like no, like you just made a misplay. Like this mindset is holding you back. Like super salty. This is super rude. Like zero self-awareness. I'm like, come on, man. Like, so stuff like that, like I guess annoys me. So yeah.
Fair enough.
All right. Ardu asks, money or a tricycle?
Tricycle.
Tricycle. Exactly. Good. I'm glad we're on the same page. All right. Christopher also asked, what do you guys think of everyone trying to do Metafy classes? Is having Discord as a player the new hustle for Pokemon player? And also, what are some type cards you'd love to see added to TCG?
I can maybe start with this one. I don't love the whole like forcing Metafy classes thing down people's throats. Maybe that's just because I'm not really that involved in the space. And I understand it is people's livelihoods. I just think that it gets to a point where there's so much stuff out there, and like new players fall so victim to this sometimes where they're like they see anything on Metafy and they're like, this is good content, I must buy it. When really it's not. And like not all of it is good content. I think we need to kind of filter down how much content is out there, or at least make it very obvious through like a review-based system or something on like what each class has. Because I've seen so many of these classes or guys or whatever, they're just like such clear money grabs, and it kind of like pisses me off in a way. I don't mean to harp on anybody who does this for a living, but I just feel like there's a little too much out there now.
Yeah, I mean, as someone who does do Metafy and like has a Discord, all this stuff, I feel like I'm like fairly qualified to talk on this. I have like a couple different angles to take it from. I also feel like I'm almost like a consultant for a lot of people who are trying to do this. They always like ask me questions. So in terms of what do I think of everyone trying to do Metafy, like, yeah, I think it's like way oversaturated. I think way too many people are like posting guides and stuff, or like, right? Like I think there's 2 ways to look at it. It's like do you want to have like a long-term like success like financially in Pokemon, or like do you just want the cash grab? Because like if you want to have be someone who like eventually makes Pokemon your career or a significant like side hustle, I think one of the worst things you can do is jump straight to making like Metafy guides like right after you have a finish. Unless you're like already a notable player, like I think the best way to start is like you want to make like free content and guides. Like you want people to like see how you think, like how you present information, like almost like give a free trials, so to speak. I mean, the way I like started my YouTube channel and like got a following was I basically just did Metafy guides for free on YouTube before anyone was doing them, like doing like deck guides with players. I mean, I stopped doing them once Metafy guides became a thing. I mean, mainly because it's just a lot more lucrative to do Metafy guides. But the other thing was like I would always have guests. And I'm like, why would someone come on my YouTube channel for like, I would normally like pay for someone to get a coaching session with them. It's like a thank you. But I'm like, they can just like make their own guide, right? So I think from that angle, like it's bad, I guess, for the greater community. But it's just like the amount of money that Metafy guides and some of the Discords like give some of like the top players or just people trying to like make it, like it's I think a good thing in a way. Like people like Henry or like Tord, for example, like they can just focus on playing the game and like getting as good as they can because they have like their Discords or they can do a Metafy guide that'll do numbers, right? So from that aspect, if you want like Pokemon to be able to like be a career, or you want us to have like pro players or an esport, I actually do think it's like good. But from the aspect of like, yeah, like everyone like has Metafy now, like it feels like there's like not as much free information out there as there used to be. Like that I think is bad. That's my like long answer. If you're trying to become successful in Pokemon, like I recommend starting with free content first and then trying to pivot to paid, or do a mix. Like I like to do a mix basically. And the other thing is like only make a guide if like you're actually gonna put effort into it and like you know your deck really well. Like I see so many people like posting guides. I'm like, do you even play this deck? Like, or it's like the hot new deck, right? So like I maybe make like one or two. I think I make on average like 2 guides a year. Just whatever deck like I'm doing best at type of thing. And for your other question, I guess we didn't answer. What are some type of cards you would love to see added back to the TCG? I like the stadiums that like have like different effects on both sides. I think those are cool. Maybe like dual type Pokemons would be cool to add back. I don't know if you have any other ones, Aneil.
Yeah, I agree with dual type. That was gonna be my answer. I like that.
Yeah, so cool. All right, Eric asks, how would you build a standard Badoo on Badoo Violence format deck? Only Pokemon allowed is Badoo. I don't know if I would build that, but I guess like
tools, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of tools, because I guess your opponent's item locking you too.
Playing spiky energies with super potions.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you can't play super potion, so yeah, spiky energy. Right. Maybe Hero's Cape. Yeah, Pokemon Center Lady. I think I like that. So, all right.
Yeah, I like that.
Jen asks, would you rather have live stay how it is, free but buggy and ugly, or become similar to Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel's client, where it's very pleasing to look at and play, but you can only build the new deck once every 4 to 6 weeks of daily grinding, unless you fork out some cash? I don't think either of us have played Master Duel, but I get the idea of what you're saying. I used to play Hearthstone, and Hearthstone was a game where you had to dump a lot of money in to like if you wanted to make a lot of decks. I mean, for me personally, if it's like a reasonable amount of money, like if like you improved everything and they're like, okay, you pay $20 a month to get all the cards, I would prefer that. Like, I think the speed of live and the bugginess and like the aesthetics is like really poor. So I would prefer that. But if it's something like where you need to spend like $100 a month, then no, I would rather just stay how it is now. Even though like I would pay $100, but I just think for like the health of the game, like it's better if it's how it is now type of thing.
I agree. This kind of like strikes me as more of like a do you like live or PTCGO question, because that's kind of what it boiled down to at the end of it. Like PTCGO was very pay to win towards the end of it, where it was like you had to buy a bunch of code cards and whatever, right? So I would also like to pay a premium to play live. I think live, the experience itself is really frustrating at times. Like you'll get to a really high elo, then start like glitching out and stuff. And I think that's like just infuriating. And I would pay 10 to $20 a month to not have to go through that. That being said, I think there is a point to that. Like once you get above like $20 or whatever, like your Netflix membership costs, then you're really asking questions of what you're really paying for. So, in an already expensive hobby, I think it is a good thing to have it for free though.
Yeah. All right. Jacob asked, do you think they'll ever print a competitive card for my favorite Pokemon, Floatzel? I mean, Floatzel level X was like okay back in the day.
In Gyarados, right?
Yeah. Like it's I don't know. Probably Floatzel's not a Pokemon I think high on their list of cards they're gonna give something to.
I like Floatzel as a Pokemon too. I wish they'd make
chill. Yeah.
You're right though. Like I don't remember the last like real Floatzel card. How do we have like we didn't have a Floatzel V, we didn't have a Floatzel EX. Like they're really just dogging our boy here.
Yeah. All right. The next person asked, if it came down for Worlds Finals between Azul and Tord, who are you taking? Deck list aside. So I guess like who do we think would win, or like who do we want to win? I guess both maybe. Do you have a preference, Aneil?
I just feel like it's hard to bet against Tord in any capacity.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I think like, well, it depends on the matchup, all that. But let's say it's like 50-50 matchup, right? Like I would lean towards Tord is gonna win. I mean, Azul is also more casual now. Like I'll say Azul's at his peak, right?
yeah.
Like you probably still lean Tord, like slightly. It's probably who I'd pick.
Azul's an excellent player.
Yeah, it's like literally like we're cutting hair. It's like Messi versus Ronaldo type of thing, right? It's like
Exactly. Yeah, it's like it's one of those hypotheticals that's like fun to think about, but you really wouldn't know the answer unless you got into the weeds.
Yeah. So I remember like or I think like Azul and Tord have never played a tournament. I remember Azul mentioned that once. Like I don't think they've ever played actually.
Yeah, it's interesting actually.
Yeah. All right. Sinran asked, which Pokemon player has had the best redemption arc that you are aware of? I mean, like, I have some answers, but like, I don't know if this person would like want me to like bring it up or like anything like that. Is the type of thing. Like, I'm trying to think if there's any like public ones we've seen where I'm like, okay, like this is like a good redemption arc.
I got much because most of it would involve like cheating or something like that. And, like I don't want to hear those people's dirty laundry. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have an answer for that that we can we should share.
All right, CPalEX asked us, do you think about city and state tournaments? What were they like, and do you think they can fill a role in having a tournament between cups and regionals? Well, cities are basically just league cups. States, or we've talked about a little bit, like, states were basically like SPEs, but like, they were big because we didn't have that many regionals back then. So like, there would be like a part of the season for states. They were just like mini regionals, which, so like, I think there's a role for it. For me, it would be like almost like it would almost be like just reworking SPEs and like having them be more meaningful in some way. Like maybe, like I guess, I don't know, like if you have a different opinion than me, but.
No, I don't think there's a role for them anymore. I think there's just so many regionals that you kind of eradicated the need for them. And like what would end up happening anyways is if you like put like a bunch of states around, people would just start traveling to all of them and you'd get into a whole bunch of issues with like, I don't know, most people don't have time for this and stuff. So they were fun while they lasted. I just think we're in a better place now.
Yeah, I would love to see like nationals come back. I think that'd be cool if like each country got a nationals and then like maybe like you get top 4 at your nationals, you get to go to like a special like tournament. Like it's like kind of like Worlds, I guess, but like I don't know, like Battle of the Nations or something. So
that would be cool.
That'd be cool. Ciaran asked, one, either of you guys playing Champions in the off season? I have not. I don't know if you have any. Nope. Okay, so there's the answer. Second, isn't it kind of weird how Kieran's name and mine are pronounced almost the same, but Aneil and I have more vowels in common in our names? It makes you think.
True.
I think
we have four letters in common. Actually, me and him.
Nice. Yeah, some people I think yeah. Well, RAN, yeah, and I actually, and I. Yeah, 4. All right, both of us have 4. Yeah. I think a couple people have mistaken me for Ciaran before. Okay, well that's good. Our name's kind of similar, yeah. So that is kind of funny.
I don't know why, but I guess like the 5 letters in my name are very common. Like my girlfriend's name is Elaine, and we share the same 5 letters. And like it's just like I have that little. That's kind of crazy, right? We share the same 5 letters, and that's kind of like common. You can also spell alien out of my name. You can spell a lot of things out of my name. I guess there's a lot of just like common consonants there. So not to rain on your parade, Ciaran, but it's a little bit more common than you think.
All right, Ryan asks, do you think Pokemon will ever release a card as broken as Welder with a stadium like Giant Hearth, or for any energy, e.g. Discard a card from your hand, add 2 of any type in your deck to your hand, draw 3? I mean, the answer is probably yes. Like they always print broken stuff. Like they will at some point. The
game will get stale in a year and they'll print some garbage. Yes. Don't even worry about it.
All right, Slim Tick TCG asks, should Play Pokemon provide more milestones to play for? As of right now, there's only Ace Trainer and a massive leap to Worlds. Should there be events that are between a cup and a regional, such as city leagues that are competitive but still aren't as much of a time commitment? I think both of us are going to say yes. We've talked about this before.
Yeah, we touched on this.
And I think like Ace Trainer, we've like talked about. We'd love to see it built out more than it is now. I'd also love if people who got Ace Trainer could get their cards. I still have not gotten mine from last year, so I don't think I'm ever getting it. But yeah, I think like that's a big pain point I think right now is that there's nothing to play for besides those 2 things. But like Ace Trainer in its current form has already been like a success. People, like a lot of people I talk to, like their goal is Ace Trainer. So yeah. Sam asked for Canadian provinces tier list. We've already done that. Max asked, would you rather fight 50 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck? I feel like it's probably easier to win against the horse-sized duck, even though that'd be hard.
I agree. Yeah.
Like I'd have to tire
I
it out
don't
or
like.
something.
I don't like either option.
Yeah, I think I would lose both, but I think I'd pick the one horse side duck. Horse size.
I think I
duck.
agree. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right. Tyler just says list.
Nice.
Nice.
It's because that's great. Now, there's a story behind that, but it's not worth explaining. Carry on.
Right. Iro P says, "Who do you think is the most handsome person to be featured on the Pokemon stream?"
I'm gonna go Steven Varesco.
Okay, nice.
When he went on streaming a wife beater, he just looked like he came straight out of GTA. Like he was like straight GTA character. It was class.
Or Rowan went through a phase where he was also like got the buzz cut and wife beater every time he was on stream.
I called him Trevor for like 3 months from GTA.
I mean, Alessandro, like Cremasoli, he's always stylish. You know, he always has the pea coat. You know.
Yeah. I like that answer actually.
Who else? I don't know. Off the top of my head, I can't tell you. I think those are a couple of good names there.
Yeah, those aren't things that normally go through my head. I'm not.
No. I remember one time, like Kyle, like Sablehouse on stream, called me a handsome horse, and like in my house, like my sister was like, "Who's the commentator who like calls you handsome horse?" I'm like, "Oh, that's my guy Kyle."
That's an insane thing to call somebody. That's got to get people locked up, bro. That's crazy. Handsome horse. All right, I'm gonna forget the
I forget what the context. I think there was more context to it than that, but it was like funny.
God, I hope so. It's awful.
Yeah.
You change the name of any one Pokemon to Proofin. What?
Wait, Eric says if you could change the name of anyone Pokemon to Proofin, which one would you pick? What?
What does that even mean?
What's a name we don't like that we could change to Proofin?
I like the names of Badoo in different languages. I see it a lot because it's a commonly played card.
Right,
it's called Rob in French, so it's Badoo.
Okay.
Badoo is now Proofin.
Here's Proofin. James says, would you rather the Blue Jays win the World Series or would you rather win an IC? This one is actually like I would actually consider because the Blue Jays are not my favorite team.
Yeah.
I think I would pick IC. Sorry, I didn't mean to
I think I would too.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
IC is a big deal. If it's like regionals, I'm still taking the Jays. I think IC is a big enough deal. And we had a nice run last year. Like, I feel pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. I'm satiated from that. All right. Makesh says a second-time regional attendee got top 8 at NAIC, but such outcomes are getting rare in TCG overall. Do we think there's a widespread gatekeeping where the new player base can't really end up at top tables unless they dedicate their whole life to a hobby, especially for kids? I think there's a follow-up on it. And especially considering the Worlds invite you literally have to dedicate your entire year traveling and spending thousands of dollars to have a slight chance at a slot at Worlds, and even after doing that, it all winds up to luck. I mean, I think you're a little more pessimistic on the circumstances than I think I am. Do you have a take on this, Aneil?
Oh, I'm just not sure. I definitely don't agree with the reply. I don't think it comes up to luck at all. Actually, I think it's almost all skill at this stage of the game. Like I think there was a point in time where like you could argue that there was a lot of luck in the game. Like I don't need to pick out specific formats, but we all can kind of think back and kind of pick those out. But now the game is still skill based. The best players always do the best. Like it's not luck based. But I do think there's like I don't know. Of course, I think it is getting rarer that like. One of flukes happen because the tournaments are getting bigger and they're harder to do.
But I think that's good to be honest. Like that shows the game is like you're saying, like more skill based, right?
I think there's still a place for it though. I'm not giving up hope on that front.
I mean, I think I'd say like look at it this way, like you're saying it's rare for like a new person to make top cut at a tournament. I mean, like that's kind of how it should be, right? Like someone who's like less experienced, right? Is going to have a harder time winning against people who are more experienced, especially like the level of play like the TCG is at right now in terms of how many top players we have. Like in terms of like gatekeepiness, like the game is way less gatekeepy than it was when we were younger. Like when we were younger, like lists did not get posted, people would not share their lists, like stuff like that, right? Like now there's limitless, even though there is Metafy, there's so many people making like free content. So I do not think there's like widespread gatekeeping. I think a new player who really grinds and like gets good at the game, like I think you can do well. And like we say, like the World's invite you have to dedicate your entire year and spending thousands of dollars. Like I do think like cost is a prohibitive thing, but I mean like this is like a hobby, right? Like if you want to make Worlds of something, like you should have to be dedicated to it, right? And like when you say it winds up to luck, like at Worlds, like yes, when you have like a lot of good players, like luck is a factor. Like Tords never won Worlds, for example. I think we all agree he's the best player, but it's like people at Worlds still, even when I play Worlds, like. I noticed like there's huge difference in like the quality of opponents and like like I do think like the best players, the most innovative players are normally coming out on top. So I think it's fine like the way the game is right now. So
agreed.
Cool. All right, that was all the Twitter questions. I think we have not as many on the other platforms, so we'll go through them quicker. Or we should be able to get through these like reasonably quickly, and we'll still give good answers. Okay. All right, so this is on YouTube now. Isa asks, when did you two first meet? How has doing Shift Gear affected your friendship? Hopefully for the better. What are your favorite types of Shift Gear episodes to record? And if you have a favorite episode you've made, what is it?
That's a really hard question. What is the best episode ever?
Yeah. I mean, we met the Shifties. Yeah, I think the Shifties is those are fun. Like I think we like getting the acceptance speeches in. Like they're fun to make. Yeah. Other than that, I'm trying to get off the top of my head like an episode we made that I think is like a favorite. I feel like for me, like a lot of the episodes that like are good or I have fun making, like I don't even remember what we talked about Pokemon wise, so it's hard in my head to like pull it out of my, I guess my brain.
There were some like especially towards like the start of like year 2 when we like started to get it that were really really funny.
Yeah,
and I think those are probably like my favorite ones to record because we were teetering so much on the edge of like possibly being crazy or denoted as like going over the line but not actually going over the line. I think those episodes were really really funny. But yeah, we met when we were youths playing like the game or whatever, and then obviously like we kind of reconnected through Shift Gear in a lot of ways too, and now we have an excuse to basically hop on a call every week and off scratch.
Yeah, we met at the Pickering City Championships. I guess that's before. Neil was my very first ever opponent in competitive Pokemon, which is actually kind of funny.
Beat my ass too.
Yeah, it bothers me to this day. I can't remember what deck you were playing. It was definitely not a real deck, but like that's why I think it's hard for me to remember. It was like a concoction.
I don't think I played very many real decks back then, man. I just played whatever I had.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Craig asks, what does a person need to do to get to the next level / consistently day 2? Would you like to see Pokemon be more aggressive with bans? Do we see Pokemon going to best of 1 Japanese system at regionals to match the growth of the game? How often do you think a person should practice, and what is the best way to practice? Okay, lots of questions in there. I think we've talked a lot about improvement already. So, Aneil, would you like to see Pokemon be more aggressive with bans? I think he means like cards, not people.
Yeah, people maybe actually. Cards, no. I'm good. I'm good with the way it is.
I mean, I wouldn't be against it. Like, you know, like I think like we get in formats where like, for example, like Dragapult's 40%. Like I wouldn't hate them stepping in and like maybe not banning the main Pokemon, but like maybe they ban Dracloak, or maybe they start doing erratas or something. Like you draw like 1 card or something. I don't know. I think only like in like extreme circumstances, but for the most part, like yeah, I think bans are not a great idea because then like you know new issues come up, like the meta gets shaken up a lot. Do we see Pokemon going to the best of 1 / Japanese system at regionals to match the growth of the game? I don't know. I think people like best of 3. I mean, whenever I talk to the players from Asia, they prefer best of 3. The one thing I do think that's interesting that Japan does is like they do asynchronous matches. Like you finish your match and they just like pair you with someone else who's ready to go. That I think I would be interested in seeing. I don't know how you feel about that, Neil. If they could implement that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I don't like best of 1 at all. I think it's like there's too much luck and fortune in this game to play best of 1 regularly. So and the async thing would be pretty cool though.
How often do we think a person should practice? What's the best way to practice? I mean, the answer is like as much as you can without getting burnt out. I think would be what I would say. The best way to practice is probably open-handed with a testing partner, doing stuff like VOD reviewing, recording your own games, watching regional games. Like actually focusing, like don't like watch YouTube on your second monitor while you're playing. Like I'd say that's another one.
Yeah.
So
guilty, very guilty of that.
Yeah.
Right. I think active playing is important. I think that's all I'll add to that. Like playing with intention.
Exactly. All right. Light asks, how different is the average level of the player base compared to 5 or even 10 years ago? Would you say it's easier or harder to have a good result in a major compared to those times? I mean, I think I played more consistently than Aneil did like 10 years ago or so. I mean, Aneil also obviously 100%. Played almost as much as I did. It's much easier it was much easier to make top cut back in the day. Like, there used to not even be day 2 at a lot of regionals. Like, if you went 6-1-1, you would just make it straight to top 8, right? And now, like, you'd be in like 70th place at like a regional if you're a 6-1-1 after like round 8, right? The average level of the player base, that one's interesting to me. Like, I think the average player in terms of like skill and playing, I think is worse today, but their deck is much better. Like back in the day, like people would play really bad decks because there was less information, there was no limitless, but the community was smaller. So like I think the people who played were more into it. There was less new players, so I think the average level was higher. Or like you would hit better players more often. Like now at a regional, there's so many people. Like you can be 4 or 5-0, and like you're hitting like still like not like top players yet. We're back in the day, like if you're like 3-0, like you're already in like probably like the bracket where you're gonna start hitting like a lot of really good people. So definitely
feel the shift actually. Like now that we play like these things more often, like every time I hit 4-0, 5-0, like I feel immediately most of the time like, all right, now I'm in the weeds. Like you can like almost feel that click when you go from like the top whatever, like 10% to the top 5%, and especially in day two, sometimes you can have completely different tournaments. And I just think like the top of the top is better now than it used to be. Like the top of the top are better tops of the top than they used to be, but the average player is generally lower.
Yeah.
I think is the way
I think the other thing too is like people just know their lines. Like half the people at a tournament probably bought the Metafly guide for whatever deck they're playing. So like on the surface level, they probably know like whatever like Ian Robb said to do in like his guide, or what Henry said if you're playing Gardevoir, right? So it's like there's that, but then like a lot of those players I think aren't good enough to like adapt like when things don't go according to like a normal game. So that's definitely part of it. All right. Joe asked, if you had to bet on a player that is currently playing to become the next GOAT, Tord excluded, obviously, who would it be?
I'm going to give my flowers to my boy Ted.
Tobin?
Ted Tobin's the guy. Him or Fish Nuggy, one of the two. Okay. I'll give it to McConney too, as much as I hate to compliment him. He could be the next GOAT. Nettie Kosek also I have a lot of high praise for. Yeah.
I was gonna say like Justin Newdorf, Gumi 35. This kid's like 2 years in Masters, second at Worlds, top 4 NAIC, a bunch of other cuts. Bro, I still cannot get over that guy said he went 43.05, or didn't he say he did? He went 43.05 in phase 1.
It's insane.
Bro, I don't care how good you are at the game. Like I cannot wrap my head around like not losing a single round of Swiss in 48 rounds. Like that is absurd. Like how do you not low roll just like one round or something? Like so. That's what I'm saying. Like, this kid he just seems to be built different. Like this guy's always posting screenshots. He's at 2,000 elo on live. So for me, like if there's someone like young, like that's kind of who I think like I could see be on that trajectory one day.
I like that.
All right. Next, Abunai asked us any control decks you've had fun playing against over the years. Okay, someone else asked us what we like playing against over the years. What can control players do to ensure playing against them doesn't suck too much? Be funny. I mean kind of. I mean just acknowledge that like you're playing like I guess like a lamer strategy for your opponent. Like like don't be I don't know, a bad opponent. Like I mean you're playing like it's a competitive game. Like I'm never annoyed at my opponent for playing control, even if I don't enjoy playing against control. Are there any control decks I've enjoyed playing against over the year? Do you have any on the top of your head, Aneil, that you've enjoyed playing against?
Not particularly. I would say like towards the second part, like I just enjoy like taking the piss when I play. Like I just enjoy when my opponents like just chill and having a good time. And like I played against control decks that I got rolled by that I still had a good time because my opponent was cool. So as long as you're cool, you're having a good time, like I'm cool with you. But as far as control decks I've had fun playing against over the years, I'm not sure about that one.
I mean, like Snorlax, like sometimes like when the matchup's close, like if I was playing a Gardevoir or something, I'm like I'd had some like really interesting matchups I think against it. But like sometimes when you play against control, your deck either like crushes it or it doesn't. Like for example, like I'll play Lugia against Snorlax. Like that's not. I mean, it is fun for me because I'm crushing them, but like it's not interesting.
Yeah.
I'm talking about control. Like the problem is like a lot of control decks from, I guess like the late teens was like hand control decks, or like they would like the one I showed this earlier, the Sableye deck. But like, that's not fun to play against because it's like a lock deck. There's not that many control decks where I'm like it's like actually interesting for both sides to play. I don't know. Yeah, maybe like Snorlax. I enjoyed some of the matchups. All right, the next question is for you, Aneil. Far Eastern asks, Aneil has mentioned before that he has stepped away from the game when he has other life priorities or when he doesn't like the format. But when would you guys think is the right time for a player to completely stop playing the TCG instead of a hiatus of several months? Or what reason should someone stop playing?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I'm a big proponent of that. We know this. As soon as you don't like the game, step away, give yourself some time to breathe. I'm going through it right now. I don't hate the game right now. I'm just like, I need some time to just go and do stuff. The World Cup's in my city. I don't care about Pokemon right now. And that's fine. Give yourself the time to do that. When is the time to hang up the boots? I think it's time to hang up the boots when you no longer have fun. And I think what's going to happen, right? Like, if you're not having fun, hang up the boots. You will inevitably rediscover this game if that's what is kind of meant to be for you. Like, it's one of those things, you shouldn't force it. You're going to rediscover it eventually. Don't feel too bad about hanging up the boots. And you don't really permanently have to hang up the boots. Just kind of put them to the side until you rediscover a passion. And I think you'll find it faster than you think.
I think it's very hard to actually fully quit this game. Like, the amount of people who have been like, oh, I'm quitting Pokemon. Like, some of them, I literally see them, like, next month playing again. And I'm like, all right. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it's I think it's like, yeah, like you say, when you're not having fun, like that's when you step away. I mean, like I've mentioned on the podcast before, like back to the tag team thing, I legitimately stepped away, and then COVID happened anyways. But yeah, I think that's the answer. All right.
Agreed.
Okay, we'll go to Discord. Okay, I'll open on my phone because I guess I'm talking to you on Discord.
It's okay. I can ask them.
Okay, you want to ask them? Sure.
Yeah, sure. We'll go super quick. Does Chandelure have the potential to shake up the meta or not?
I don't even know what Chandelure we're talking about. Let's see.
Me neither. I don't even know what Chandelure does.
Let's look up. I assume it's a new card. I think I briefly remember it being revealed. Oh, these are the English one. Wait. All languages. What's the new? There should be a new one, right?
Yeah.
I think I saw when I was typing in Chandelure. Mega Chandelure here. Your opponent's active Pokemon retreat cost is colorless more. Phantom Maze 130 does 50 more damage for each colorless in your opponent's active retreat cost. Probably not that good.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
don't want to rain in your parade.
It's a stage 2. That's the problem, right? I mean, you have Wonder Patch, so you can set it up, but like it's kind of hard to one-shot stuff. Even like, okay, let's say you have 3 Chandelures. Most Pokemon have 1 retreat cost, so that's like 4 retreat. Then you're hitting 330, but getting 3 stage 2s is kind of hard. And then if one of them gets knocked out, you have to make it again. So, in my opinion, probably not.
Concur. Viraj is a plethora of questions, most of which we've answered already. Best Toronto sports team, I think you and I would disagree, but Leafs, Raptors, right?
Yeah, exactly. I would pick Raptors, and you would definitely pick the Maple Leafs. I mean, that's just like your favorite, right? Whatever sport's your favorite is what team you would. Actually, exactly. If we were objective, Aneil, which one do you think is like, let's say our lifetime is like the best team, like as a franchise?
Like truly objective?
Yeah, like. I mean, like if we count TFC's also been pretty bad for most for like they had the one.
Yeah, they've been bad for most
of
their history.
Is, like, most of the Toronto teams have been bad for most of our life, but they've all had. I mean, some more than others, I guess, have had like pockets where they've been really good. Like.
Yeah, so like TFC's won a chip, Raptors won a chip, the Leafs have won the most chips, the Blue Jays have won the second most.
Though.
Yeah, exactly right. So it's like you have to very much factor what it is. I think overall it would be the Jays because the Jays have had some deep playoff runs. They went 92, 93 back to back. I know it's not technically in our lifetime, but
I mean, like bias aside, I think it might be the Raptors though, because like the Raptors also made the conference finals like around the time the Blue Jays made it the first time, and they did win, which I guess the Blue Jays didn't.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's Blue Jays or Raptors. I think like
in my mind, the Blue Jays won last year. In my mind, I know it's Cope. But I think the Blue Jays were the best team in the MLB last year. And so, like, for that, I think that's success. That's
and then if you go historical, it's like, yes, the Leafs have the most championships, but I guess it's like back in like the 60s or whatever. Like, do you think the Blue Jays are a more successful team all time, given like they have 2 championships and I guess they're more recent, success?
No, because I think if you're going back in any capacity, you have to go back to the top. And like the Leafs were not like, I know it sounds like the Leafs were like completely terrible between 1967.
No, they made the conference finals a couple times. Like,
it's not true. We've lost a couple cup finals. Like we've been there, and like we've seen sometimes that like you can have really, really good teams. You can have dynasties in sports that still don't win the championship because they're just a team that's slightly better than you, right? Like you look at the Oilers of present day. Like the Oilers are unbelievable, but they keep losing to Florida, and there's nothing they could do about it. And when you look back in time, are you going to say the Oilers were an unsuccessful franchise? Probably not.
I would say yes.
You think so?
Right. I think like sports is the one area where it's like results oriented.
See, I'm the opposite of you. You and I have different takes on this. Actually, it's actually very interesting.
But I think I'm a very process oriented person, and I think one thing when people discuss sports is I think they're really bad at like context and being process oriented. But when you look back at the end of the day, like I think winning is what matters when it comes to sports. Is like my take on it.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't value chips as heavily as other people, I think. And like I am also very process oriented when it comes to it. And I think about the context of like all these teams a little bit more than most people just because I follow it so closely. And so like I can denote like any point in time where a season is flipped for most of these teams just because I've watched through the journey. And I think like that roller coaster of ups and downs of emotions kind of puts me on a different tier than just saying, hey, this team won a chip. I'm going to throw everything else in the trash. I think that's just my perspective. I don't think either one is wrong. I just think I'd look at it differently.
But I mean, like, if you asked, like, the players, I think, like, would you say this, like, let's say, like, Connor McDavid, like, never wins a championship. Like, do you think your career was successful or your career at the Oilers was successful? Like, I feel like he'd probably say no.
Probably. He would probably say no. But if Connor McDavid never wins a chip and he ends up with more points than Gretzky, somehow, some way, I still think we call him the best hockey player of all time.
I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of. I mean, hockey's different, I guess, because it's more team oriented than the other sports. But
Way more team oriented.
yeah, like there's more
Yeah.
luck involved. Like yeah, like your teammate, like you can't hard carry. Like you can't actually hard carry
No.
in hockey.
It's not like basketball.
Yeah.
It's not like soccer and hockey are very similar in that
Yeah.
sense. Like, you cannot just carry your team.
Yeah, even baseball is like it's almost impossible. Baseball is probably the most impossible to hard carry your team. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
I think hockey's a little bit harder to hard carry your team, and then it's baseball than soccer. But I think they're all very difficult.
But I mean, like baseball though, like you only get to bat like once every 9 times. If you're a pitcher, you only get to play like once every like 4 or 5 games.
You can be extremely impactful in those times, though. I think more so than you can in hockey, because hockey is such a team sport in the sense that, like, you are never going to have an isolated at bat in hockey. Like, you're never going to be like, all right, I have the puck in the neutral zone. I'm going to be able to dangle all 5 guys and score consistently. Like, you always need somebody around you that can help you.
But like baseball, for example, like Mike Trout, like a lot of people debate like if he's in the GOAT tier and he's like
Sure.
never won a playoff game, right?
Mhm.
Like I feel like in hockey, like even if your team is bad, if you're really like a GOAT tier level player, your team should at least make the playoffs, I think.
Sure. I think you can carry your playoffs. You carry your team to an extent, but it's also a lot easier to make the playoffs in hockey than it is in baseball. That's another factor to this whole thing.
Yeah, well, baseball is
Baseball is
not
the
as
hardest
hard
sport to make the
anymore.
playoffs in.
But like they've expanded the playoffs a lot in baseball now. It is still easier in hockey though. You are right.
Yeah, it's 6 now or 7 or whatever, but you still have the same amount of teams. Like in hockey, it's always been 8, and that's always been a thing. I don't know. I think there's good arguments on both sides. I just think that it's like people call hockey the ultimate team sport for a reason, and I'm not advocating for the team that I like. Like obviously, like I do like the Leafs, but I do think that you need the most around you to build something successful in hockey. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, no, that is fair.
Yeah,
sure.
we got a lot more questions to go through. Sorry.
Let's go to the next one.
Would you like rotation? Would you like rotation to go back right after Worlds? We talked about this. Should Pokemon reprint Welder? I'll answer for both of us. No. Best video game? What do you got?
I mean, I think have we talked about some the shift game before? I mean, my favorite Pokemon game. I think both you and I both like Mystery Dungeon.
Yeah, we definitely have talked about this.
Yeah, I mean, non-Pokemon game. I think my favorite game is like Hades, probably, or like I really like playing Slay the Spire. That's one of my favorites. As a kid, I used to love Spyro the Dragon and Crash Bandicoot. I think that's a classic like just PlayStation kid game. What else do I love playing? As a kid, I played a lot of League, but thank God I quit that. Like it is really true. Like your life gets better when you quit League of Legends. I think what other games I love. I don't know. Like I'm sure there's a bunch of other games I love. I like Stardew Valley. I like stuff like that. I don't even know what other video games you really like playing.
Yeah, like most of what you said. Plus, like I'll give like Black Ops 1 or Modern Warfare 2 a nice shout out there. Yeah. GTA 5. What would you do for a Raptors championship? I think we talked about this a lot. I think you more than me.
Yeah, for me, like kid, like I'm very content that we won once. Like I'm not greedy at all. Like whenever like the Raptors lose now or whatever, I'm like whatever. Like I saw the championship of my lifetime, so I would do a lot, but like I wouldn't. Like I'm happy I saw it. Like if you asked me this question, they'd never won. I think I'd be a lot. I'd do a lot more, I think is how I would say it.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
How far will the U.S. make it in the World Cup? I'm gonna go around to 16. I think they go farther than that. I think they'll have a Mickey matchup in the 30. They get to the 16.
But don't they have a Mickey matchup in the 16? I think someone posted on. I saw on Twitter the bracket. They also have Mickey round of 16.
They might,
but they'll just lose anyways. Yeah, they'll lose anyway. They'll find.
Yeah, they'll find it.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, let's say that. Yeah.
If Pokemon made his fist fight to win a regional, who's winning and why? I don't know.
Who are some people?
Someone said Rahul. I like that. He's big. He's got length.
Who else? I mean, Rowan and Jackson. They both lift heavy. I mean,
yeah, but they're stocky. They're not like
they're short though. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, the answer is probably someone like who's not like a known player or super well known.
I'd be like some random guy.
Yeah.
If you to reprint one deck right now, what would it be?
One deck right now. Wait, one deck or card?
Deck.
Reprint a deck. I'm trying to think of one that you could reprint and it would be competitive in today's format. I mean, I love Chen-Pal, but I don't know if it can keep up with Dragapult. I think it could actually. Dragapult's a bit slow. It couldn't keep up with Drago, but Dragapult I think it can keep up with. So maybe Chen-Pal.
Yeah, you've tuned your Greninja to kill the Draclops. I think you'd be fine.
Yeah, I think so too. Because I'm like, it was bad because there was too much spread, but that was because of Reggie Drago doing turn 2 Phantom Dive. I think you can handle. Yeah. Well, actually, Badoo is an issue though.
You'd be fine.
We'll figure out a way to make it work.
Your ability is capacious bucket, man. He'll be fine. All right, what else we got? What are your top 5 retro formats? We talked about that. With NIC now moving to Chicago and the game expanding, what cities you want to see host Pokemon regionals? We've talked about that. What's your okay? This is the last one I think we had. What is your opinion for the most Crayon Eater deck of all time?
Maybe Iron Thorns, or
All right.
what else? I'm trying to think. It's like the decks that like are quad Pokemon, right? Like those have to be the ones.
Yeah, I think my objective answer would be that. I think my like biased answer would be like Reshizard, just because I hated it.
Yeah, I hate that deck too. But that's definitely not the most.
It's not. It's not. But I have it up there.
What else? What else? What else? Like Wailord, maybe.
Yeah, Whaler's a good one actually. Reggie Giga Stall, like Hoopa Stall.
Those
Even,
ones
like,
had a little
Snorlax.
bit more, I think.
Yeah, maybe a little.
Yeah, but yeah. Like stuff like that. Basically like the decks that kind of play themselves and like are pure matchup based. Like you don't have to do much. Like Crustl's
Yeah.
in that category, but I think the other decks we mentioned, I think like take a little less. Yeah.
Agreed. And then, sorry, very last one. Can you leak the script for the winner of the 2027 season shifties? You'll just have to come back and find out next week.
Exactly.
And that segues perfectly to us saying the form for the shifties will now be in the comments. If you lasted this long in the video, please go down to the form and vote.
And you'll cut
for the shift. I think that's all the questions we had. Was there anything else from anywhere else?
You actually cut out. You cut out. Right
off?
You're cutting out right as you said that. But I mean, you're basically just telling everybody to go to the comment and vote for the shifties.
All right, you might have to like voice over that or something for me.
Well, oh, now you're cutting out again. I think maybe Neil, what we should do is you and I should record an intro for the shifties, and we'll put it at the start of the video as well.
Right. Make sure to like give me good octaves.
All right, bro. Now you're just cutting out like crazy. All right, well, Aneil is cutting out, so we can end the episode there. Thank you, everybody who like stuck around.
Hell?
Oh, now you're back again. Wait.
Am I here?
Now you're here again. Okay.
What the hell just happened?
You were just like going in and out. So.
All right. Well, I want to go watch the game anyways. This works perfectly. Let's cut this off. Watch
right.
the second half. Well, I was just saying, like, go vote for the shifties. So that's going to be down in the forum, but we'll make a new intro in a sec. If you guys lasted this long, mad respects. Let us know what we got wrong down below, and we'll take it up next week on the shifties.
Yeah. Appreciate everyone, for listening and for asking questions. Take it easy, everybody.
Easy.